Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
So before we get stuck in, really, it's probably useful to have a review of yesterday's thing. I didn't notice you've got an awful lot of notes.
Oh, yes.
So do a little chat about where we are with that. This is where the learning happens, when you're reflecting on what's gone on and what did I do there. It's particularly useful to have the video to look at too, because you can look at it and think, oh, well, this happened, that happened. So tell us a bit about what's going on here.
So what I concluded yesterday, I think you might have noticed at the end of yesterday, it kind of just dawned on me, because I said to you, so this prompt section here, it dawned on me that actually what effectively you're doing is, you're doing them a full talk through before it, and then so you're talking them through every single little bit. And like you pointed out to me, you kept going wrong because I was missing small details out. So it was really important to get that bob on.
Okay.
But then the prompts and answers, I was thinking in my haziness, that this was questions. I'm questioning you on what we've gone through.
Yeah.
But actually, I suppose what I'm trying to do is almost get you to do a talk through to me, so I know what's going on in your mind. So I can give you a full talk through, but I can't engage on that unless I know that it's sunk in with you.
Okay.
So I'm guessing that's what that's about. So say for example, I don't know, we're going to reverse. I've got to ask you, so where are you going to look?
Okay.
So effectively I'm getting you to tell me.
Yeah.
And that's why that part is so important.
What do you think you gain from that, by asking that question rather than just saying, remember to look properly, for example?
Well, the prompt bit is like saying, remember to look. But then you're not content that although you've asked them to look, that they'll do it if you don't ask them.
Okay.
So if you're not there, you can't be sure that they'll do it.
Right.
Whereas if you ask them, where are you going to look now? You're actually asking them, you're prompting them, but you're also finding out the information is there.
Yeah.
So you're finding out that they know what you've said and that you've remembered what you've said on the full talk through.
And of course, if they give you the wrong answer,
Well, then that's your core competencies, isn't it?
Okay,
You can
cool.
go back a step.
you can. So these three columns here,
Yeah.
tell me about them in relation to the others. What were
Right.
your thoughts there? Because there's a lot of writing here.
Yeah, there is. Right. Well, so that part dawned. The thing is, going right back to the beginning, I felt, first of all, you've got to spot the fault. That can be the tricky bit. And then, once you've spotted it, you've got to tell them. Otherwise, they'll not know. Okay. So, that's the inform part. So, that's important. And then you've got the analysis. Now, for me, that's like a separate section altogether.
Okay.
So, you've segmented it off. Why? You want to find out why. Well, you can't fix a problem necessarily unless you know what the problem is.
Okay.
So you might have to get to the root of what the problem is
Okay.
before you can start looking at fixing it. You might not be able to find that out necessarily because the person might not know. But then the other approach is the dangers.
Just expand on that a little bit for me. The person might not know. Why might that be the case?
Might be in the subconscious.
Okay.
Perhaps, I don't know, you've got to kind of get it out of them. Maybe suggest reasons why something might have happened.
Okay, what would that give you?
Well, it might rule certain things out, or it
Okay.
might actually get them to think about why they might have done something.
Bit of Poirot there.
Yeah. Investigation. Yeah.
Okay.
And then, so the dangers. So the next thing, part of the analysis, is they need to know why what they're doing is wrong,
Okay.
and why you don't want them to do it. So you need to be quite firm about the dangers, obviously, because that's paramount, isn't it? But also, what they've done as well, I was thinking,
I just noticed that writing's a different...
Yeah.
Did that come after?
That was an afterthought.
Right, okay.
So the whole analysis thing as well, you've got the consequences of what might happen. So say, for example, you're going towards a junction, you're going too fast. The consequences of that is you might not do your observations. You might not get the right gearing time.
Okay.
So actually, you're it's having a knock-on effect.
Right. Okay.
So one fault, if you can pick and nip in the bud one fault, you might actually cure a couple of faults that might have happened as a consequence of that.
Okay.
And that's all part of analysing why as well, isn't it?
So if you get that right, what does it give you?
It gives you a good platform for sorting the latter part out, the remedial.
Okay. If you haven't got that right, what problems does that cause you?
Well, if you've not got that bit right, you might be second guessing about the analysis. You might not have really realised why the person's doing it. And if you can't get to the bottom of why they're doing it, you'll be making assumptions about why they've done it, and therefore you'll not really fix it.
Okay.
Possibly.
Okay.
But I think each part has its own, is so important, but each part supports the next part, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
That's what I was
And then
thinking.
looking on the next column, the fix, there's some again, it looks like some notes afterwards.
Yeah.
Was that
I've
after
put-
the video, before
yeah,
the video?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking in my mind that it's easier for me to sort of think you've got the first part, that's one section, and then you've got your second part, which is the practical section. So this bit in the middle kind of steadies you, if you like, gives you a bit of time to sit and reflect and think, right, I'll take a breath now. This is the plan.
Tell me a little bit about that. Steadies you. What do you mean by
Well,
that?
it kind of like, I think it makes you think, right, it kind of keeps you, on subject matter for a start, because how, like the last video we did, I diversified, didn't I, in a way. I spent too long on one thing.
Okay.
So I kind of went off, and like you kept saying, we'll run out of time. So I think the plan's important because it keeps you on the straight and narrow, so to speak.
So it's not just for them.
No, it's it's dual, isn't it? It's both ways.
Okay.
So I think that's really important to get that right, because if you don't get that right, the rest won't fall into place. And then, like we discussed this morning, this the prompt bit where you're asking them where you're going to go next, what are you going to do. So you're confirming in your mind they know, and then the shut up phase. Well, that's hopefully, if all the rest has worked well, then that should just go swimmingly, shouldn't it?
It should. So it's interesting you've gone straight from the fix here to prompt.
Yeah.
Tell me about this call.
Well, that's where you're really working into it, and I think I summarised it there, micromanagement.
Micromanagement. Tell me more about that.
Well, that was like what we did yesterday, and we were doing the clutch control, and I was encouraging you to put your foot down on the clutch, and then bring it up slowly, and then that did increase the speed slightly. But then what I failed to tell you, because I assumed you knew, by doing the opposite, it would slow you down. So by putting your foot back down on the clutch, it would slow you down. So I didn't mention that part.
Okay.
But
So I'm not able to read that. What does that say? So you've got micromanagement then. What does this say?
micromanagement. Assume nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, assume nothing, then talk through in the smallest of detail.
Why is that important?
Because if you don't, that's the opportunity for the examiner to walk you around the park.
Okay. So benefits of getting that right, disadvantage of getting it wrong?
Benefits of getting it right are you can move on to the next stage after you've asked whether they feel ready.
Okay.
The thing of getting it wrong is if you think that you're ready to go on the next stage and that you've not got this part right, that's their opportunity again to play up when you come to your questions and answers.
Play up.
Play up.
Okay. And then the final column?
Splendid. You've done it right.
So if we've got this in the right order, if everything works the way that it should work,
Yeah.
do you feel you're going to comfortably get to that splendid at the end?
Hopefully.
Okay. So this full talk through and prompting,
Yeah.
how many times do you think you need to do that for each one?
Well, I thought originally once would do it, but like we talked about, maybe that probably should need doing twice.
So why would the examiner want to do that, do you think? If he's done it right once, surely people learn that way, don't they? What would they think?
I suppose it's extra reassurance, isn't it?
Yeah.
And perhaps they might do it okay-ish one time, but if you do it again, you're absolutely making sure, aren't you, I suppose?
Okay. So it's repeatable behaviour.
Yeah.
So a new habit
Yeah.
has been
Oh,
formed.
Yeah.
and then of course you do that twice. Because if you do it once, that's not a habit, is it?
No.
They've got it right once.
Yeah.
If they get it right a second time, then that's okay. There's some consistency here.
Yeah, so it's a different
test
thing in your
that
brain
now.
probably.
And that's what they're doing here. Let's test that by saying Q&A now. Let's see if you can make it happen just by prompting me.
Yeah.
And do that twice, because then that's repeatable behaviour.
Yeah.
And then
Get
them to do it once on their own. That demonstrates whether they've done it.
Yeah.
If they can do it twice, even better.
Yeah. But in terms of time management for the test.
That was my next question.
Yeah, I was thinking that they're all roughly sort of the same time. I guess because each column's done in the way that it is. Okay. And there's when we're learning, there's a massive emphasis on getting this part right. And the problems that you can come across, like the examiner not.
When you say when we're learning, do you mean the guy in this seat or do you mean you?
Me,
right,
as the learner. Yeah,
sorry,
no, sorry, yeah. Learning, for me to learn how to go about this part 3, there's been a massive emphasis on this, diagnosing why and the dangers and the examiner being particularly awkward because that's their job, because they want to drag the best out of us. Mm-hmm. So you do concentrate a lot on that, but in actual terms of time on the test, that's done within seconds probably, isn't it? It's done within a very quick period of time. You need to get that spot on really at the beginning and give yourself more time for the actual practical hands-on. So
in terms of that, you've spotted the fault, obviously that's the first bit. Then this analysis phase, you say you want to get it done quickly. How does it work if this is a random question, me thinking out loud. If you come up with some stuff that you think's going to fix it in a slick way fairly quickly and that doesn't work, what would you do?
Go back a step.
Okay. What does that gain you?
Starts you again, resets the clock.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, resets the clock and thinks, right, that's not worked. So let's take a couple of steps back.
Good. I think because there's a tendency, if we try something it doesn't work, we just try it again, but we try and be more forceful. It's like an Englishman abroad.
Yeah.
The foreigner hasn't understood us, so we'll just say the same again, but louder.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you do the same as you've always done, if you keep on doing the same as you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got.
Yeah. Well, I suppose it's the easiest thing to do, isn't it? You've done it once, so like the repeating pattern that you just talked about, it's probably natural to just try it again. Yeah. Whereas it's harder work to actually sit down and think about it. So you lean probably more towards the easiest route and hope that might get you the answer.
In the real world, well, that's probably going to work fairly well. But for this, if it's not working, it's always you. It's always something you've done or something you've not done. It's made it not work. It's never him.
I think in terms of this, getting my head around this as well, it's interesting to try and compare it to everyday life as well.
Okay.
These are techniques I might start using on my kids. Now I've actually sat down and thought about the process. And then I'm thinking, well, how do I do that at work? Because I do train people at work. And then I think what I tend to do is, effectively I'm doing a full talk through. But the circumstances are a little bit different at work because I'm in front of the patient. So when I'm kind of handing over the responsibility, I can't let them do questions and answers in front of the patient because that's inappropriate.
Right.
So I kind of have to step back, listen discreetly, and then have a chat with them after when the patient's gone.
So when we're doing training, I did some just a little while ago with Nawas from Birmingham who came up, and we had a candidate here. And in order to be able to do this with him, I had to say to the guy who was driving, you'll have to forgive me because for the next couple of minutes I'm going to talk about you like you're not here.
Yeah.
I've got that luxury. Well, with a patient you can't, I suppose, really.
No.
But you could still build that in. How would you do that?
What I do is I explain who I am and the rest of it and what's happening in the room and are they okay with it. And then every now and again I'll just, if I can see that they've not mentioned something that's quite important, I'll just perk up and say, just whilst I'm thinking about it, and I'll think of a way of saying it nicely without putting the person down that they've not mentioned it.
Okay.
And then I'll bring the issue up and say, but I'm sure my colleague would have said that anyway. So, I'm sort of faster over it. But yeah, I mean these skills we're actually using every day, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
We're just stressing them differently, or not thinking about them in the same way.
Sure. So this is the way we train the examiner on the
Yeah.
exam. In the real world, yes, we're doing this sort of stuff, but we can do it in a more client-centered way. What we can do, because the examiner is always going to be passive. Why do you think that happened? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Do you think this would help fix it? Well, if you think so. They're not going to engage because they want to see your stuff. They want to see you train. In the real world, if you say that people, no, we're a bit faster in that corner. What do you think the dangers of that are? They're going, oh, well, I went a bit wide. There might have been somebody there, so it was a bit quick. So what could you do with that? Yeah, I'll use a bit more brake next time. Do you want me to remind you that? No, I think I'll remember. And they'll do all the work. So you don't have to do an awful lot of this. You just try, okay, let's try that again. So quite often it is the case of just saying, if you were doing that same thing again, would you do anything different? You're not saying it was good, it was bad, it was better, it was worse. It's just saying, would you do anything different?
That's a good way.
If you
That's a good
could
approach.
replay that,
Yeah.
you know, if you could reset it and do it again, would you do it the same? And nearly all the time people will go, I don't know. Which is what you've been doing when you've looked at the video and then you've made all of these notes. You've looked at it and thought, oh, I should have done that. Oh, I could have done that. This might have helped. And while you've been thinking that, you've started to link things a different way,
Yeah.
which is what all these notes at the side are.
Yeah.
You probably made those notes as you were watching the video. You've thought about it and then these have come in afterwards. Oh, wow. And I can see you've made links here.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on a second. This is the important bit here. If I
Yeah.
haven't got that, I can't do this.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So that's the human beings learn that way.
Yeah.
More of that when you've qualified, of course.
I think also looking back at the video yesterday, I did notice at one point I was that concentrating on the clutch control. You spot when you're watching back, but you weren't looking out the back window when we were going backwards. Now, subconsciously in my mind at that point in time, I know what I was thinking. And although I didn't realise I was thinking it,
Okay.
I had it in the back of my mind that I'd seen it was fine for you to move back.
Right.
So I kind of thought, well, we're not worrying about that at the minute, although it's very important, but I've got it covered. We're concentrating on this. Now, so I've not mentioned the fact that you've not done your observations for that particular time.
Okay. So if you were doing that again,
So if I was doing that again, I'd actually say, I realise we're concentrating on this. I know it's difficult for you to concentrate on that as well at the same time. I've got it covered. I know it's fine. So we'll do this for now, and then we'll talk about your observations later.
okay.
So I didn't realise it was okay to do that.
Well, you're letting them know you've begun the fault thing, haven't you? Now, if you ever think about it, when we were doing that, we were going forward, stop, backward, stop, forward, stop, backward, stop. Could you have built it in during one of those stops? Would that be a possibility?
Possibly, yeah.
If you're the examiner, I mean, clearly now I know you've seen it.
Yeah,
Oh, right, you're on it.
yeah.
An examiner could possibly handle a second fault to be dealing with because they're not a learner driver. But because you brought it up, as long as you then dealt with that effectively, once you'd finished with the clutch control, you've identified it to them. Or you could just add it to your list and say, okay, well, let's work our way along to this bit. And we're still on the fix for the clutch control. We'll do all the, I've spotted it, I've told you about it, we can talk about the dangers, and then maybe fix it when we're doing the turning the road proper. Or run the two at the same time. Either way would be okay. But I think your plan of letting them know that you've done it, and look, I'll take care of that while you focus on this, that's okay. Yeah. That's risk management, that's okay. And it's risk management they're after.
And there was something else that dawned on me as well when I was trying to think about the differences between phase 1 and phase 2.
Okay.
Because I was running through my mind about basically what I'm thinking is at phase 2, a lot of the elements of driving are fine,
Okay.
but there will be some faults, obviously,
Clearly.
because that's what we're here for.
Indeed.
But you can't start at a level where you assume that all the faults are there. You've got to assess the driver first because they've already been driving.
Right.
So effectively, you don't really, you kind of got to assume that the first part of it's fine, and it's not until you realise the faults that you can start with the prompt to, well, all the driving at first you've got to prompt and shut up, haven't you? Until you've ascertained what the problem is. And then when you've ascertained what the problems are, you've got to go back to the beginning.
Okay, I can see what you're thinking there. Is that the only way you could do that?
I'm not sure.
So where do we think the faults are going to be? Do we know? Have we got a bit of an idea?
Well, I mean,
Or have we no idea?
with a driver that's already driven, it's not going to be as intense because you know, they've been driving for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But there will be particular elements of the driving that you're not happy with. So when you've decided what they are, that's effectively like treating them then like they're a new driver for those particular elements.
Once you've spotted the fault, yes. Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
Good.
And that's when you start the process from the beginning with those particular faults.
Okay. So if I've got this right, I just want to clarify here. So we're thinking, okay, they're a reasonable driver. They're not going to kill us. They don't need a lesson or anything because they've had all the lessons. We're just going to watch them drive and then see if there's stuff we can help them with. And then begin this process.
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That
effectively...
would work.
Yeah.
Is there a different way you could do that?
Yeah.
How would that be?
You
How would
could
that work?
ask them if there's any particular areas that they're not happy with. So you could ask them.
I can tell you word for word what he'll tell you there.
Go on.
Don't know.
Right. Okay.
So where does that leave you?
Well, that leaves you with
About a plan here?
Y-
Still a plan? It's a
Plan.
workable plan?
plan.
You're going to show me core comps?
Yeah. So, well, you don't. Well, it depends on the subject matter, I suppose.
Why would that make a difference?
Well, it doesn't, because it
Oh,
the
it would.
same thing.
It would on the exam.
Yeah, well, yeah.
In the real world, it wouldn't.
No.
You'll just make mistakes wherever.
Yeah.
On the exam, you'll stick to PST.
Yeah.
You won't go off it.
No.
So if you're dealing with progress hesitancy at phase 2,
Yeah.
he's going to be too fast or too slow.
Yeah.
And road positioning, he's going to be too close or too far.
Yeah.
So you know there where the problems are going to be.
Yeah.
So if you know where those problems are going to be, what might you do?
Well, you might start thinking about what possible problems there might be and have a
Okay.
plan in your mind before you even start to a point.
Okay, you could have a plan on how you would fix it when it came up,
Yeah.
which fits in with plan A.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's assume plan A is not working for you. What's plan B? So I say to you, we've just finished the phase 1, and I say to you, okay, I'd like you to treat me for this next section as a pupil at the train stage.
Right.
I've had all my lessons, and I've got a test coming up. And my
Right.
last instructor said he was going to do a lesson today on judgment of speed and judgment of road positioning.
Right.
My name is Dave. Over to you.
Yeah. Okay.
So-
Well, first thing I'd say is, how do you think your speed and what do you think?
How do you think I'm going to answer?
Oh, you already say you don't know.
It's all right.
Yeah.
What did your last instructor say he was going to work on? Well, this. Where do you think the problems are? I don't know. What did he say? You were too fast or too slow? I can't remember.
Right.
Were you too far out or too close? Can't remember.
Right.
You're
so,
not going to get anything from him.
so is it worth asking or?
What do you think?
Well, I suppose to a point you've got to show the examiner that that is an avenue you prepare. You know, you do want to have feedback, don't you?
You could do. So,
I know they're not going to play ball.
no.
but
So you still want to demonstrate that?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so how could you demonstrate it? With a lot of detailed questioning or just a generic one?
I'm not sure.
Okay. What I would probably do in those
Yeah.
circumstances, if I offer a suggestion, I would say, okay, was there anything in particular that your instructor highlighted? No, not really. Okay, well, how would you feel about we just have a general look at your driving and see if there's anything I can help you with?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
And that's the same for every subject.
Yeah. Right.
You've asked. If he feels like giving you some detail, he will. He won't.
Right. Okay.
Or she won't. And
Yeah.
they're not.
Yeah.
Because that's not their job
No.
to help you.
No.
So you've set it up nicely, so you've still got a pattern to follow, and then just watch them drive and expect problems. So what might those problems be?
Well, speed,
Okay.
position. See, I get these ones mixed up. Speed and position and hesitancy. Is that on the same
They're all on the
section?
same one, yeah.
Are they? Right. Right. There's a couple that they're both in preset test 10. They're the two I get mixed up because there's a couple of subjects in one's overall umbrella, isn't there? One's speed. What's preset? Let's have a look. Yeah, meeting, crossing, overtaking, and adequate clearance and anticipation. Blah, blah, blah. That's a bit of a tongue twister.
Normal
isn't it?
road position would be too close to the curb, too far away from the curb, not to park vehicles.
Yes. Right, you see, this is where I'm getting confused because I'm thinking clearance is very similar to normal road position.
No.
It's all phasing into one for me. This
Well, I
these
don't
two
think
subjects.
it helps because we've got So they've got PST 10.
Yeah.
You could have those at phase 1 or phase 2.
Yes.
So that's phase 1, that's phase 2
Yeah.
rather. And it all looks...
Yeah.
For me, there's too much detail on the page.
Yeah, my brain, maybe this is because I'm dyslexic, I don't know, but my brain struggles with all of those words in that box.
Okay.
Because you've got a lot of different words and they all mean different things, yet there's nothing definite for that subject. It's like, do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does that
Progress
make sense?
hesitancy, normal road position. So you know he's either going to be too
Yeah.
close, too far out, too fast, too slow, or he's not going to make progress at junctions.
Yeah. Right.
So with that in mind,
yeah.
we don't know where the faults are yet.
No.
We've not given you any help about what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Is there anything you could do before the fault happened?
Well,
Bearing in mind, I already know what I'm going to do wrong and where I'm going to do it.
you could try and rule these issues out before they've arisen.
How
Like,
did you do that?
well, you could ask them. So, progress and well, progress is like, I don't really know what progress is. I know it's making progress.
Getting on with the job.
Getting on with the job, and hesitancy.
Not going when you could have gone.
Yeah. So these, they're kind of like working against each other. Basically, you say, no, you're going fast enough, but then are you going slow enough? Or are you going too slow, aren't you? It's kind of...
Could you be too fast and still be hesitant?
Yeah, I
How
suppose
would that
you could.
work?
Well, you could drive too fast in an area for the speed limit, but then when you get to a junction, you might fail to go when you need to, or when
So
you could go.
Rush up and stop instead of coming in steady and observing.
Yeah,
So they're all linked.
yeah.
If we ask questions while we're on the move, would that help, do you think?
Well, yeah, because it might make them think about it.
What sort of questions might you ask?
Well, it also they'll be thinking I'm under scrutiny here, and they'll think to themselves, well, I'm being asked this, so do I need to adjust it? So you might think, right, what's the normal speed for this road? How fast would you go down this road?
Mm-hmm.
So then they might think, oh, what is the speed on this road? And then they might adjust the speed because they're thinking about it.
Possibly.
But then they might answer you honestly and say, oh, I don't know, I'll just go with the traffic.
So a generic question to ask?
I guess that's it. You know, what speed would you do down this road?
Is it? What do you think the right speed is here?
Yeah.
Tell me how you're judging your position on the road here. Well, I'm just judging it from the white line. And where's that put you? Do you not think you're a bit far out? No. And now we're back to here.
Yeah.
But we can get in ahead of time.
Yeah.
And you're showing the examiner that you're proactive, not
Yeah.
reactive.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Good. So for most subjects, you know, if you're phase 2 at pedestrian crossings, and you spot a pedestrian crossing in the distance, don't wait for the fault to happen.
No.
Just
Get on to
look
it.
ahead of you.
Yeah. What
What
can
colour's
you
that
see?
light now? Well, it's
Yeah.
on green. What colour do you think it'll be when you get there? Well, I
Yeah.
don't know. Is there any pedestrians about?
Yeah.
Oh, there is. What do you think they're going
That
to be?
creeps into anticipation as well, doesn't
It
it?
absolutely does.
Yeah.
So you can do that. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter if you don't,
Yeah.
but it looks much slicker if you do.
Yeah.
But that's for a phase 2. At phase
Yeah.
1, he wants talking through what's happening.
Yeah. See, that's the difference, isn't it? There is quite a difference, really. Phase 1 is like your micromanagement.
Phase 1 is tell. Phase 2 is ask.
Yeah. 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 And phase 2's meet, cross, overtake, inadequate. See, I'm not massively au fait with
You'll get anticipation
phase 1.
and
Yeah.
2 with the others.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the cross bit of that section?
Turning across the face of traffic coming the other way.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's all right. So have we gained a bit of
Yeah.
clarity there? So,
Oh, definitely with this.
okay, cool. Great news.
I've just got to implement it now.
Well, shall we see if we can do that?
Yeah, can I take my coat off?
You
'Cause
can, you can.
You're making me hot.
Hold on the hot air. So we chatted earlier in all of the sessions about pedestrian crossings. Use of signals was the one that you identified that you wouldn't mind having a go at.
Yeah.
So tell me what the plan is for that. So if I said to you here,
Yeah.
I'd like you to treat me as a pupil at the partly trained stage
Yeah.
and give me a lesson on pedestrian crossings and the use of signals. And that's signals by indicator and arm, and not necessary signals just to do with pedestrian crossings. Last instructor can't make it.
Yeah.
My name's Bob. I'm familiar with the layout and the controls of this car.
Right.
So I know where everything is. So before you launch into it,
Yeah.
have a little think about what the plan is.
The plan.
What's the plan, man?
Right. So we're going to drive out on the road, aren't we? And look for some pedestrian crossings.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to.
There's some not very far away.
Oh, so I've got to leap into action quite quickly. Can I just?
Okay.
What did I do with that pen you gave me?
I don't know.
Oh.
Open with it.
Did I tell you I lose things frequently? You getting that feeling?
I do it, but Miss Sanity. At the start of the test, you will be asked to sign that declaration.
All right.
You say, just read that and sign it. It's asking
So
you.
is this the sneaky
This is the-
preview?
it is.
Right. I'm taking my time. Right. I'm doing my 6. Right. All right.
Yeah, I mean, this says the same at the top. They're saying, I do or do not have to wear seatbelts, and the vehicle's insured. So you know that. Pretend that you're reading that and read this.
There. Okay then. All right then. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll pretend I'm reading that, and I'm thinking.
So you know now you're going to get pedestrian crossings.
And use the
So you've got the walk to the car. Have a little
Right.
think about it.
Right. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is familiarise myself with all them, so I absolutely know when I see that, that's what I've got. Right, there we go. Only my signature will be a bit shaky on the day.
Possibly. So I'll take that off you.
Yep.
So we'll have a little think about what your plan might be, or do you want to just launch straight at it?
No, I think I need a plan.
Okay. So tell me what the plan is.
Oh, plan.
Get yourself ready. Let's stay in relaxed mode. Don't want to get too tense.
Can you put your sun visor down?
Okay.
Oh, it's not there. No difference whatsoever. There we go. Right, the plan. So you're going to introduce yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You, as the examiner, you're going to tell me what we're doing. That we're going out and we're doing pedestrian crossings. And then you're going to tell me your name. So then I'm going to ask you, what do you like to be called by that name? After I've introduced myself, shook your hand.
You're basically just regurgitating what I've said.
Yeah. So I'm clarifying it in my own mind.
And showing him that you're listening.
Yeah. And then I'm thinking, take a deep breath. And then I'm thinking, right, you see, this is where it all falls down, because then you're that under pressure and you've got this much in your mind and you're thinking, how do I actually tell them to go? If that makes sense.
Well, you need
How do we
to.
start this?
You know when you looked at your fix and your plan,
Yeah.
and you said that bought you a little time.
Yeah.
Time is a precious commodity, so you
Yes.
could do with a little bit of time now.
Yeah.
So at this point, he will introduce himself and he'll say, take a couple of minutes to collect your thoughts. Take the time.
Yeah.
Just think, right, okay, get my presenter open at the right page. What am I going to do? What am I going to talk about? How am I going to approach this? What do I need to do? I've got my fault form here. I've got my brief open at the right page. Right, do I know what I'm going to do? Right. Then begin.
Okay.
But not until you've just gone 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, haul for 7, out for 10.
Yeah. And this is where
If he gets tired of waiting, he'll go, can we make a start?
Yeah. So this is where I might have my what do they call them? Pin thing, hard back thing. What are they called?
Clipboard.
Clipboard.
Borrow that one.
This is where I'll have my clipboard with me, and I might have had some notes, perhaps, and maybe because what I'm thinking is I might have just little reminders for each phase, and when I know which one it is, will he say, oh, it's preset test 6?
He'll say pedestrian crossings.
Because I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, this is where I'm thinking I might need
There
to
are
know
only
them.
12 exercises.
I know, but I still can't get them in my head.
Okay, don't worry about it.
So I'm like,
You've got them on a list, that's fine.
Yeah, all right, I'll put on that right. So
As long as you're not reading from the list.
yeah. So then I'll find it, and there'll be I might have a little odd thing.
So if you have a look on the, you haven't got it in that one.
Of things to
the
come
inside cover of the presenter,
Yeah.
which one have you got? No,
Yeah,
right here.
that
So
one.
that tells you where you're at. So you
Yeah.
open that,
Yeah.
get to the right page.
Yeah. So have a look at this. Let's just hope that I've not got loads of sticky notes all over it. So it's pedestrian crossing, so it's 6, isn't it? So that's
Yeah,
page 19,
19.
20 and
That's
21.
it.
19. Oh. I've been here before, as you can see.
So I see.
So I'll take them off.
It's up to, no, leave them on there. If you're happy with them, that's fine. It doesn't matter.
Well, I don't know if I am, because you say this is the point. It's only good when you're learning it and thinking about it, but actually on the day you're not going to sit there and read all these little individual stickets, are you?
Well, some people do.
Really?
And that's why the examiners take it from you and go, give us it here, I'll read it.
Yeah.
So
I'll take
But
those
you need to
off.
get everything ready the way you want it.
Thing is, these stickets, they were fine whilst I was learning, and now if it's not in my head by now, like you say, then, you know, there's not too much massive emphasis on this, is there? As long as you get the basics.
Good.
And I might find I know more than I think. You never
I
know.
think you'll find that is the case. Just stick with it until you get them really.
Wonders never cease, do they?
So you get everything ready so
Yeah.
that you are actually ready. That you're not thinking, oh my God. So you've got everything to hand that you need.
Yeah. So I've got this, got that. So now, at this point, you're saying it's fine for me to say to the examiner, so let's just say you've introduced yourself, you've told us what we're doing.
Well, we'll run it for real in a second.
All right then. So I can now say, would you like me to do... I mean, I'm presuming we'd have to do it now, given the circumstances, because I presume this would be done at test centre.
What if you're not sure?
Well, then ask, say, would you like
Do you
me
want the brief here or are we driving to a location?
a location?
I'd
Right.
like the brief here.
Right.
And you'll clarify it. You'll not try and trick you. There's no underhand stuff. No, I'd like the brief here.
See, I'll be dead nervous on the day, and I'll end up getting all tongue twitted, and I'll say, well, do you want it here, or you know, where we going? I'll probably come out with something like that.
Okay.
So,
Have a think about.
Yeah.
You've got the bare bones ones of these. Have a think about it, and if there's over the weekend, have a look at it, and if there's things you'd like on it, or things you'd like taken off it, we can organise all of that so that you've got everything that you need there.
I mean, maybe it might help to have something like done at wherever. But I know different examiners do them differently, so you
Depends
can't...
on the test centre.
Yeah. So you can't really have...
Just make it a standard thing. Are we doing the brief here, or are we driving to a location?
Yeah, make it standard. Yeah,
And
that's
then
a
you'll
good
just
idea.
say, no, we're driving to a location. Let's
Yeah.
turn the road off. The pedestrian can do the brief here.
Yeah,
Then you know you're okay.
yeah, okay.
For the first two, beginner and moving off, controls and moving off, he'll tell you, just get in the driving seat because you're going to drive. So that tells you you're going to do the brief somewhere else. Oh, where's this guy going? That's a big van for a small car park.
Seems to be...
It's very close
parking-
to those parked cars.
Yes, and those park cars. There's
Oh,
one
it's
of
yours.
mine. I know. That's why I'm watching him.
That's
How's he executing his manoeuvre?
that's not. I just gonna say, I didn't think that was going to work. I don't think that is either. Is that now your car is next to?
Yeah, that's mine. Be very careful. You know what's good for you.
Remember you're on video. We're threatening people with violence.
Oh, there you go. Look at that. Now he's coming towards us.
Yeah, he's going to block us in. Bless. Well, there you go. Okay, so you get everything ready. Make
Yeah.
sure you're ready before you start.
Okay.
You've got everything that you need, and then you can go. Right, I'm ready.
Right.
So he will say to you as you get in the car, and then you'll get that stuff ready. We'll skip that bit and say, okay, I'd like you to treat me as though I was a pupil at the partly trained stage, and teach me today pedestrian crossings and use of signals by indicator and arm. And I mean ones not just to do with pedestrian crossings. My name is Bob. I'm familiar with the layout and controls of this vehicle. This is very similar to the one that I've had my lessons in. My last instructor's not here. He's away on holiday for this lesson, so they've organised for you to come and do the lesson.
Okay.
Take a couple of minutes to collect your thoughts, and whenever you're ready, we'll begin.
Okay. Well, we can't begin anytime soon because we're blocked in.
We need to do a brief anyway.
No. Oh, yeah, so I'm doing that, yeah, okay. Taking a deep breath, okay. Okay, hello.
Hiya.
My name's Nicola.
Oh, hiya, Nicola.
How are you, Bob?
I'm fine.
Okay, so I believe your instructor's off on holiday.
Yeah, lucky sod.
Where's he gone, do you know?
Somewhere sunny.
Can't be bad, can it?
Mm.
So, what's your idea of what we're going to do today?
He said pedestrian crossings and use of signals.
All right.
indicator and arm.
Okay. Have you had any practice with him over this? Have you had any looked at any theory?
No. I've done it on my theory, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you've got a vague idea of what's going on and what they're doing.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. All right. And you've not had any other practice with anyone else, or
No.
no? Okay.
Just on my lessons.
You don't mind if I get this red pen, do you?
No, that's fine.
Alright, so. Okay, well, first things first, when we're approaching a crossing, we need to recognise it, don't we?
Okay.
We need to recognise the different crossings. Alright. So, when we're approaching a crossing and we see one, we need to have an idea of which one it is and how it works. Okay. But the most important thing is we start with our MSN routine, don't we?
All right, yeah, okay.
So, first thing, look what's happening behind us. Okay, because we're going to have to make some decisions.
Oh, okay.
All right, and that might involve braking.
Oh, right, okay.
So as we're approaching the crossing, first thing is we need to scan the area and decide whether there's anyone there waiting to cross.
Okay.
All right. If we can see that there are people there waiting to cross, we need to start thinking about braking. Okay, and that's why it's important that we've looked in our mirror.
Right.
Okay. Now, if we decide that there's someone there, we need to come to a stop here at the give way.
All right.
Can you see that? At the give way markings there.
All right, yeah.
All right. Now, crossings work in different ways. This is a zebra crossing.
Right.
And you identify it by this tall beacon here.
All right.
All right. You see, you might remember that from your theory.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Belisha beacon or something.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So they flash amber. Okay. Now, flashing amber means that it's okay to go, providing it's clear.
All right.
Okay. So when you're approaching this, it's a zebra crossing. You'll recognise it because it'll have big black and white stripes like a zebra. Okay. You approach, there's someone there waiting to cross. So you have to stop at this giveaway line here.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Now what's important is that you don't beckon the pedestrians across. Because although you're prepared to
Will
stop,
that not get them out of the way quicker?
no. It might do, but that's not what you can't do it, because what you might do is you might beckon them into danger, because just because you've stopped, it doesn't mean to say that the car on this side of the road is going to stop, does it?
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough.
So it's really important that you don't beckon them across. Now you might find that people are just stood there. There are no intentions of crossing, but they just happen to be stood right next to the zebra crossing.
Right.
So if that's the case, you've scanned the area, you need to be prepared for them to suddenly change their mind and decide to cross.
Right,
so you need to be prepared to stop.
Right, okay.
All right?
Yeah, fair enough.
Now, each crossing, well, most crossings have these zigzag lines. Now, you've said you've done a little bit of theory, haven't you? Do you know what those zigzag lines mean?
I didn't know. I'm trying to remember. No, I'm not sure.
Okay. It means you can't park on them.
All right.
And you can't overtake the leading vehicle.
All right.
Okay. You can overtake bicycles.
Okay.
All right. Now, the reason for that is you don't want to obscure the view.
Oh, of course.
So if you were parked there and there was somebody waiting to cross, they wouldn't be able to see the cars down the road necessarily.
Right.
And likewise, if you were approaching in this car and there's a parked car there, you wouldn't be able to see if there's somebody there
No, I see
necessarily.
what you mean. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. So most crossings have these zigzags.
Okay.
All right. And that's the reason.
Right.
All
Okay.
right. So it keeps it nice and clear, and so that the view is not obscured by anything.
Okay.
All right. So this is a different kind of crossing. All right.
Yeah.
This is a pelican crossing, and this, again, you've got your flashing amber stage like you did with this.
All right. Yeah.
So if the light's on red, you'd approach. So first things first, mirrors.
Okay.
Okay. You want to know what's behind you. As you approach, the lights look like they might want to change. Okay. So if they're on red, obviously you've got to stop. But in this case, it's a stop line rather than a giveaway line.
Okay.
You see the difference?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, because you will have to stop if the lights are on red here.
Right.
Whereas here, you might be able to go if it's clear.
Oh, okay.
And that's the difference. Okay.
All right. So
So
I'll
this
have to
is-
stop.
Yeah.
Even if there was nobody about.
No, you don't need to stop if there's no one around. But if the lights are on red, you'd need to stop.
Oh, right. I see.
Okay.
Okay.
So you approach, lights are on red, you've stopped. What's important? Can you remember what we said from the first one about beckoning people across?
Yes, I shouldn't do it.
Shouldn't do it now.
Okay.
Okay. So they'll start walking across, and then what will happen is, probably when by the time they've got, it depends, they might be old, but the next thing is a flashing amber stage, and as long as that crossing's clear, it's fine to go. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then, providing it's clear. Same with the green light. Providing it's clear, it's fine to go. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. So you're clear on that?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Anything you want to ask about that?
No, I think I've got it. Yeah.
Okay. This is a similar concept as this. The only difference being in this case is it's actually a separate crossing. So there's 2 lanes and each crossing has its lights. You see how it's got diagonal lights?
Oh, I see.
So that identifies that that is a crossing on its own.
Right.
So if you see someone setting off from here, you don't necessarily have to stop. But it's not to say that they're not walking very fast.
All right, okay.
So in that case, you need to be prepared to stop.
All right, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that makes
okay,
sense,
someone might fly on with a bicycle.
Okay,
They
fair
shouldn't,
enough.
but they might. Okay.
Yeah.
So all the time when you're approaching any kind of crossing, you need to be prepared to stop.
Righty-ho.
Even if you act as 2.
Yeah.
All right. And this also, this is where the overtaking of the zigzags.
Is it the same rules?
Yeah,
All right.
because there's 2 lanes there.
Fair
so
enough.
it comes into play a bit more in that instance.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Now in this case, again, it's 2 separate crossings.
All right, so...
Okay, they're staggered for a start, so there's a clue. And secondly, they've got separate lights.
Right.
Okay.
So that's
They'll-
like 2 crossings.
Yeah,
Treat them separately.
treat them separately, yeah. So they will have to press another button to get to the other
Yeah,
side.
fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, makes
Is
sense.
there anything you'd like to ask about that?
Don't think so, no.
Okay. All right. So we've talked about all these parts of it, haven't we? Yeah. Yeah. I think that's. We'll go on to that, don't we? Arm movement, arm signals.
I don't know.
Oh, sorry, out of roll. Do we?
Don't know.
Right. Okay. I'm not playing. Right. So there are different kinds of crossings as well.
Oh, I remember these from my theory.
Yep. Toucan crossings.
That's where people can ride on their bikes, isn't it?
That's right. I always remember that.
2 can use. That's what it
That's the
says,
one.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I remember seeing the
Yeah.
advert.
Yeah. Not spelt the same way, but I haven't noticed that.
I've ridden over those on my bike.
Have you? Yeah.
Yeah, I know how they work.
Well, the thing with these as well is you need to be a bit more careful because they are riding over them on bike. They can appear from nowhere
quickly, can't they?
really
Yeah.
quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need to be extra mindful of that. The lights might have actually gone on to say you can go,
Yeah.
but they'll think, oh, I'll just
Yeah,
take
I've
a
seen that
chance.
happen,
Yeah. So extra careful with that one. This is an intelligent crossing.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's one of them in the town centre. It's got like a sensor on the top, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. That's usually how you identify them, but I have seen some where you're thinking, well, where's the sensor on that one? But yeah.
Is it just the same rules with the lights and that? If it's red, you stop, and if it's...
Yeah, but there's no flashing amber phase.
All right, so you'd have to wait till it went green.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So yeah, so they're quite good actually because they'll detect whether there's someone waiting or not.
Right.
Sometimes someone can come and
Yeah.
press the button
Yeah,
and
I've
then
seen
walk
that,
off
yeah.
and change their mind, but because it's censored, it knows what to do.
Yeah.
This, my daughter's favourite crossing.
There's one of them there where
Pegasus.
my uncle lives. It's where people can use them on horseback, isn't it?
That's right. Now the difference with this one is it's a fenced area to protect the horse, and sometimes if horses are near roads, they get.
Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah,
Bit
so they're not
nervous.
going to get jumpy and run away.
That's right, yeah. So, but again, extra caution on this one because horses are unpredictable.
Okay.
I know from experience.
The light's just the same as before,
Yeah, lights.
like on this one.
Yeah, same as before. So you just treat it in a similar way, really. The difference with this one is the button's a bit higher up, so that the person on the horse can press the button easily enough.
Okay.
Okay, and then this one you've got, which you'll have come across.
Yeah, I've crossed the road next on them takes
Yeah,
next to the shops.
yeah. They're run by lights, so you do what the lights tell you. Basically, you work in the same way as you would with the normal traffic light sequence. Okay, the only difference with this one is you don't get the zigzags. And do you know why that is?
Right, it's on a junction, isn't it?
That's right. You will expect cars to have to overtake at some point during a junction, and that's why they can't have the zigzag lines. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to ask about that?
No.
Okay. So the next thing is signals. Now, why is it important we do use our signals correctly? What do we use signals for?
Just to let people know what you're doing, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. To show people your intentions. Okay. It's not. What is it not used for? It's not to,
I don't know.
in an aggressive way. Like, it's
All
not to make assumptions that because I've got my indicator on, I'm swapping lanes.
Oh, I see.
And
Right.
you've got
I
to
see
give
what
way
you
to
mean,
me.
yeah. All right. Yeah.
So, all right. So it's just to show people what you intend to do.
Right.
Right. So if you were indicating left, if you were going left, you'd indicate left, signal left. If you were indicating right, signal right.
Yeah.
All right. But the important thing is timing.
Yeah. You haven't to do it too early. That I remember this from my theory. It shouldn't be too early that it's confusing people.
That's right. Yeah.
So you've got to sort of think about when you're putting them
Yeah.
on and stuff, so you're not causing anybody any grief.
That's right. So if you signalled before this turning and it was your intention to go down this road, there might be someone waiting to cross here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's really important you don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough.
Okay. So let's go on to hand signals.
All right.
Have you had any experience riding bicycles or anything?
Yeah. Yeah. I ride a bike. Yeah.
Oh, do you?
I do.
Fabulous. So what hand signals do you use on your
I use all sorts of hand signals.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
Right.
car drivers.
Well, we'll stick to the ones.
All right, okay. Well, just the official ones.
Yeah.
All right, then, yeah.
Okay. Shall we do a dry run of that now, and then if we get
Yeah,
the
if you like.
opportunity when we're out, we can try and
All right, yeah.
exercise that too when
Okay.
we're on the move.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you just roll your window down. All right. Right now, Bobby, you ready for this? Okay. First of all, we're going to do the signal that slows you down. All right. No, it doesn't slow you down. You're slowing you down. You're just telling other people that you're slowing down.
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that one. It's like that.
That's right. Yeah. You're well done. Okay. Do you know the signal for turning left?
Yeah, that's that. Well, on my bike, I just do that.
Oh yeah.
But I remember on my theory on the car, it was that.
That's right. Yeah. Keep your hand nice and rigid and straight. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it. How long do you do it for? Do you know?
Long enough to be seen,
That's
but not
right.
so long that it was confusing.
That's right. Yeah. Yep. All right then. Going right.
It's just like that, isn't it?
Fabulous. Okay, we've got that sorted. We'll try it on the move anyway and see how we go with that, but you seem to have that pretty much sorted. Why might you use a hand signal?
Let's let people know what you're up to.
Well, yeah, that's true, but can you think of a particular instance you might use it?
What, you mean on my bike or in the car?
In the car. So,
Well, I suppose it would be, well, we might use it at pedestrian crossings.
yeah,
It would let the
right.
person in front know I was slowing down.
That's right, yeah. Yeah. You might be coming towards a junction and you might want to pull into your house.
Yeah, or maybe reinforce a signal.
Yeah,
I've got on.
exactly. So you would do your normal signal procedure
Okay.
and then use that.
Okay, we'll conclude the brief phase at that point. We'll move on to the practical stage.
Okay then, right. I think I've covered everything then. So, what we're going to do then, we'll practice driving around, we'll
Okay.
find some crossings, and we'll put into practice what we've talked about.
All right, okay. Good.
Very
Good.
okay. You adjusted your minds correctly? Have I adjusted my mirrors correctly?
Yeah, I think we're about ready to go.
Okay. Alright. So if you start off in the way that you normally would.
Okay, we'll go left out of the car park.
Okay.
Check both blind spots because we'll be near all.
Yes, well done.
We'll go left out of the car park.
So we're going left out of the car park.
To the next road on the right.
We're going to take the next road on the right. Okay, what's the speed down this road? Do you know?
It's 30 here, I think, isn't it?
How do you know?
Street lights and there's nothing else to tell me. Better wait for him.
Just want you to keep an eye on your speed a little bit. I've noticed that I'm feeling a little bit right. Just bear with me for a second because you've just seen a crossing there, haven't you?
What?
Did you see that crossing?
No.
Okay, right. Can you see this crossing?
Oh, yeah.
Mirror. Right, is there someone there? They might cross.
No.
Right, let's try and think about our speed.
All right, okay. We'll go right at the end of the road.
Go right at the end of the road. Just slow down. Look at that. And now what speed is it down here?
That's 30.
Right. Do you feel that 30 is appropriate for this road?
Yeah,
Right,
probably.
there's a crossing there, middle
Alright.
mirror. Be prepared to stop. Slow down and stop. Okay. Now, in my opinion, you're going too fast for these roads.
All right.
You need to slow down. So, let's shave about 5 miles an hour off your speed.
I was only doing 20.
Well, it's a built-up area. There are people walking around, and I would feel, and you should feel more comfortable going slower. If somebody jumps out, which is quite viable here, you need time to stop.
Okay, fair enough, yeah.
Okay. Don't want to run anyone over, do you?
No. It's all right.
Yeah, that's more acceptable,
Okay.
I think. So, scan the road ahead.
At the end of the road, we'll go right.
At the end of the road, we're going to go right. Now, scan the road ahead. Have a plan.
All right.
Think
okay.
about what might be around the corner. We might come across more crossings because we're in a built-up area.
All right, okay.
Okay, so we're going right. Okay, we're going to put your indicator on.
Oh, all right, okay.
That's right. Why is it important that we remember our indicators?
It doesn't matter really, does it?
Well, yeah, you need to let this car behind us know what we're doing. You need to let people in front know
All right.
what we're doing. You're actually changing lane here, so you'll need to look in your mirrors and put your indicator on to inform people that that's your intention.
Right. Oh, okay.
Okay, stop. Now your indicators come off now. That's all right because this lane's clearly showing that it's going right.
All right, okay.
Okay. So, when we go around this corner, what speed are we going to do? What do you
I'll
think?
not be going very fast because there's some traffic there, isn't there?
Well, that's true enough, yeah. But that might disperse.
All right.
So once it when and if it does,
Well, if it disperses, then 30.
well we'll have a look. We'll see. I'm not sure. I don't know this area, so I'm not sure
All right,
how.
so it's a 30 mile an hour road.
Right. But that's not necessarily the speed that we can go, is it? It depends on a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, I can't go quick because they're there, aren't they?
Okay, so we're looking out for crossings, aren't we?
All right,
I can
okay.
see one in the distance already.
Can you? All right.
Yeah. So have a good look. Tell me what crossing it is if you can.
Can't see it.
It's I think it's Pelican Crossing.
Next
no,
one.
it's
This one.
Puffin Crossing.
Next road on the left.
So we're going to say, look in your mirror. Next road on the left. Now that crossing was particularly awkward
All right.
because there was cars all around it.
All right.
You struggled to actually see the crossing itself, didn't you?
Yeah.
But so you also
You didn't know, did you?
no.
Oh.
But that comes with experience,
All right.
and you will get better. You will spot these things
All right,
sooner,
okay.
and that's what I'm here to teach you.
All right.
But you also didn't know if there was anyone waiting there because you couldn't actually see the crossing. Now there's another crossing there, there's someone there, so middle mirror, be prepared to brake. Brake. They've crossed and they've not pressed the button. It might change now because they might have gone before
All right.
it was due to change because they got fed up with waiting.
Right.
Okay, keep the speed down. All right. There's a woman here on the left. She looks like she's got a pram.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
give her
I
a
see
wide
that.
berth.
All right. Okay.
Middle mirror, right mirror. Okay. Another crossing here. All right, slow down. Shave speed off. That's better. Now, what crossing was that?
Is that a zebra?
Yeah. So middle mirror, right mirror, because you're coming out. Right, now you didn't really need to signal there, did you? Just not your signal off. No. Luckily, there wasn't a road on the right. I know you signalled because you were moving around that vehicle.
All right.
Okay. But as long as you can anticipate them being there, the cars behind you will know what your intentions are. So just look in your middle mirror.
At the end of the road, we'll go left.
So at the end of the road, we're going to go left. So remember, we're still looking out for crossings and things.
Yeah.
Because that's what we're talking about today. So you might want to have a plan for what you're going to do next when you get to the end of this road.
Alright.
So at the end of the road, we're going to go left.
When we're on the new road, we'll take the first road on the left.
Okay. So this is a stop sign now. That's it. Good mirror check. Okay.
So I have to stop here, don't I?
You do.
Alright.
You do. Why do you think that is?
It's because you haven't got a very good view.
That's right, yeah.
There's rules like that, isn't there? There's lots of things that you have to do.
There is.
Oh, he's waiting for me. Can I go?
Yeah.
Next
As
left.
long as you know that's his intention to wait for you. Next left. Just watch these people crossing. That's it. So were you prepared to stop them?
Oh.
Because there's a chaos going on behind us. Were you prepared to stop them for them people that were crossing the road?
I didn't see them.
On the road. Right. Then we need to work on that, don't we?
All right,
We need
okay.
to work on spotting people.
We've got
Right,
that.
so look as far down the road as you can see. Okay.
Right.
Now there's a roundabout coming up. People might
We'll go ahead.
When,
And then first road on the left.
okay. So straight ahead, first road on the left. When roads join, often you'll get people crossing.
Alright.
Okay, so signal. No, you missed your signal then, didn't you?
Alright.
Okay. Now why did you miss your signal?
I don't know.
Did you forget?
I think so, yeah.
Right. We'll talk about that when we. Now, how do you feel about the crossings and things we've talked about today?
I don't know.
Right. Okay.
Should have been.
What we'll do is we'll pull
Sort
up.
of sneak up on you.
They do it. Well, no. You'll become more experienced at spotting them. Okay. So
Next road on the left.
So we'll take the next road on the left. Signal left. Where are we going? Left. That's right. Okay. So what we're going to do in a moment is when we find
Pull over on the left.
yeah, when we find a safe place, we'll pull over on the left. Are you going to signal? There's a car behind you. There's other road users. That's it. Okay. That's okay. Yeah. Secure the car. Turn the engine off.
That
Marvellous.
concludes the phase one.
Right. Okay.
That's how much time you've got.
Flipping heck. I've not even got on my seat yet.
No. So we've actually got a bit over.
Yeah.
So, take a moment, just relax, and then let's review what's happened then.
Well, I've not made note of anything for a start.
Okay.
So,
What were the problems?
right, the problems. For a start, you were driving. So, speed. Speed.
Okay.
I felt you were going too fast.
Speed was fine.
Was it?
Fine.
I must be too cautious then. Right, okay.
Kept saying I'm steady here.
Yeah. But did you not feel like you were going a bit fast for the area?
No.
No. I did.
Okay.
I
Did I
must drive
cause
really
anybody
caution.
any issues at all?
No.
Did I have to brake firmly for anything?
No.
Did I have to swerve to avoid anything?
No.
I slowed down quickly for a couple of things. What were they?
I can't remember.
Tell me about the pedestrian crossings.
Well, when we were approaching them, did you speed up towards them?
No,
No, I don't think you did.
I just
I
didn't
don't
slow
know.
down.
No, you didn't really slow down, did you?
What did you say to me?
Did I say slow down?
No. Well, tell me about the first crossing we went over. Let's go right back at the beginning.
Yeah.
Tell me about leaving the car park.
You didn't signal?
No. Did you say anything?
No, I didn't spot it.
Tell me about when we turned right onto the next road.
I don't think I spotted that.
I signalled there.
Oh, did you?
Why did I signal there?
Because we were turning around.
It would have been dangerous not to.
Yeah.
There was
right.
too much going on.
Right, okay.
So we came up that road, we came to the
Yeah.
T-junction at the end, we
Yeah.
turned right. Tell me what I did there.
Did you signal?
No.
Right.
We got to the bottom of the hill and we were turning right.
Yeah. Didn't spot it.
You spotted it this time.
Oh,
you
right.
told me to put the signal on.
Yeah.
We then came onto that new road and turned left.
Yeah.
Did I signal?
I don't know. Oh no, I'm massively missing that.
And then we came up to the stop sign at the end.
Yeah.
What did I do there?
You
said to
signalled?
me, no,
Didn't you?
no.
Just.
What did I say to you?
I've definitely got to stop here.
So I've definitely got to stop here.
Yeah.
There's lots of things you've got to do at some places, isn't there?
Oh, I should have said. Yeah. Yeah.
We turned left then. I put the signal on because it was dangerous not to.
Yeah.
So I had to in those
Yeah.
circumstances. I couldn't not do that because there was pedestrians waiting across. If I hadn't signalled, I wouldn't have known. And then we came up straight ahead at the roundabout. Didn't signal to leave. I didn't signal to turn left. Came down the crossroads. I didn't signal to turn left.
shooting. How did I not spot all of that?
Okay, now tell me about the pedestrian crossings.
Right. Well, I tried to give you loads of warning about them as much as I could.
There's a pedestrian crossing here, is there? Can you see that pedestrian crossing? No? Sneak up on you, these, don't they? So, from within roll, I'm telling you, come on,
Yeah.
come on.
Right.
So there's a pedestrian crossing here. You then said, there's a pedestrian crossing down here, can you see it? At that point, the van covered it up. And I went, no. He said, oh, well, you said, you know, well, sometimes they're difficult to see. And I said to you,
Yeah.
what did I say?
They creep up on you fast.
What? I said, you said, oh, they're difficult to see. I went, well, you saw it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help you.
Yeah.
You saw
What
it.
were you-
There's a pedestrian crossing here. Check your mirror, slow down. Make me do it. Remember,
Yeah.
we're in phase 1, so you've got to talk me through it. I've never done it before,
Yeah.
so I need a lot of help. So you're
Yeah.
spotting the stuff,
Yeah.
but we became a bit of a passenger.
Yeah. Right.
How much of that was linked to because you thought you'd briefed me fully? Everything will be all right.
I don't know. I'm not
Okay.
sure.
I cut you short in the brief.
Yeah.
Have a think about the brief. I mean, you'll see all this as you replay it.
Did I cover everything on the brief? Was there something I missed?
No, you didn't miss anything.
Did I talk too much?
How was I as we went on? How did I change?
You became more compliant. Or
Compliant or
well, you answered the questions for me.
what did you do after I answered the question?
I carried on.
You still told me about it.
Oh, did I? Oh,
You
right.
then came to talk and I went, oh, I know about these, I've ridden across them on my bike. You then started a point of your question, I don't want that information. So I said to you,
Right.
there's one of them next to my uncle's farm, I've seen them.
Right. I didn't
Yeah,
pick
in
up
fact,
on
I've
the
ridden
hint.
over there on my bike.
I
You
kind
still
of,
went on to tell me
yeah,
about
I
it.
kind of did a little bit because I feel that that's what I've got to do. I
You
think
went on the
that's what-
staggered pedestrian crossing.
Yeah.
I know about them, I've seen them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there are 2 crossings on there. I remember that from my theory. Oh, the zigzags the same? Yes, they are, yeah. And then you talked about the traffic light control one at the junction. Oh, there's no zigzag. Yeah, it's because
Yeah.
people need to overtake there, don't they?
Yeah, I get
So I'm
that now.
giving you the information. And in
Yeah.
the end, I went, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Cut off there. That's
Enough is
enough.
enough. I've heard enough.
We'll move to the practical phase. So
Yep.
there's nothing per se wrong with what you've done,
Yeah.
except that
Yeah.
you've lost the opportunity to
Yeah.
recover the start position on the practical phase
Right.
because you ran out of time, because you took 11 minutes on your brief.
Right. Was it 11 minutes? Right. I've got to cut that right down then, haven't
Yeah.
I? Okay.
Absolutely. You did the initial bit in 4 minutes, which is you'll see on the video. I turned the clock on just to see how long it had taken you.
Right.
Those first 2 pedestrian crossings you did in 4 minutes.
Yeah.
If you'd just done the signal bit after that, you'd have been good to go.
Yeah. But I
It
dwelled
might-
too much on the different types.
I'm just wondering, and I'm only guessing here, that how much of you giving a full brief led you into thinking you didn't need to do anything on the move?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I mean, that might not be the case, but it's food for
Yeah,
thought.
I'm not sure. I really don't know the answer to that question. I think I don't know. I think it's a case of practice that.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. I
You
think
did spot it. You
Yeah.
spotted that I wasn't signaling, but you just sat in silence.
Yeah, I was slow with that. I'm
Straight in.
disappointed with myself
Straight
with
in.
that. I'm really. So I think that you've hit the nail on the head. And you even gave me a clue before, and you said these crossings come up very quickly. And I think that's the bottom line of on the test. It'll all happen bang, bang, bang. I kind of feel like I need to warm up a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
But
So,
yeah,
I believe Les is going with you on the day of the test.
yeah, I
Think
hope
about
so.
how you're going to
Yeah.
warm up. Think about some exercise that would help you with that.
Poor Les.
But I really think that when you finish the brief, that is a completely separate part. That's done and that's finished. You've shown him that. You're starting from scratch now.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of
And
thinking of
you've
it.
got to do it as though you haven't given him a brief.
Yeah.
There's a pedestrian crossing up here. Check your mirror. Let's just take a bit of speed off. Just ease off now.
Yeah.
We're looking around for pedestrians. There doesn't appear to be anybody there. Just keep the speed steady, and then through we go. Oh, this time, look, there is a pedestrian here.
Yeah.
Ease off a bit more. We're going to stop here.
Yeah. I think what it is, I'm too fixated on saying slow down, because normally that you'd get a response from people, normal people, in that instance.
I did slow down because I thought, okay, you're fixating on this. So I slowed down and said, is this okay for you?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, that's better.
I was happier
All right.
with that.
And then if you think about it, I stayed at that speed throughout.
Yeah.
I never went faster than that because
No.
I wanted to get
Yeah.
you in
Yeah.
to what was going on.
Yeah. But I guess I should have made more of an emphasis on the actual approach to the crossings. Did I say at any time, because it's something I do say a lot when I'm thinking about it at home, did I say at any point, be prepared to stop?
No.
No. Right. So I'm not...
I'm not 100% sure you might have
No.
done.
No, I don't think I did. Or what I might have done is, after the event, I might have said, you should have been prepared to stop.
Okay, so tell me about if we reset the scene
Yeah.
and we went back to the beginning.
Yeah. How
Would
would
you
I
do
do
it?
things differently?
Yeah. Tell me about that.
Well, did I start off okay saying, identifying what crossing is this and how did you know? You see, problem is, the things you want to say about the crossing, you're over it before you've had a chance to sort of say these things.
So
I guess part of me, that's why I want you to slow down a bit as well.
Well, okay. And which is why I started to comply with that. I thought, all right, I'll play this game. I'll give you some time. Now, as we were sat at the junction at the bottom of the hill, we had to turn right.
The stop sign.
No, before that, when we came
Oh, yeah. When we came down that hill.
and it
Yeah.
was in the right-hand lane,
Yeah.
I noticed you looking up the road.
I was waiting. I was thinking, there's got to be one down there.
You talked to me about there might be
Speed.
pedestrian crossings here,
Yeah.
but then you stopped.
So I was
You
on the
turned
right line
corner,
then.
and there's a pedestrian crossing here. Is there? Did you see it? No. Well, I've seen it, so check your mirror, ease off.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's behind that truck. You'll see it in a minute.
So that's what I should have said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So do you want to reset?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, it's
I
good.
do.
It's all part of the learning curve.
Oh, yeah. I'm actually enjoying this.
Even
And
though I'm
I
torturing you.
shall put my eye on that indicator.
So it's pedestrian crossings use of signal, so if there's going to be
Yeah.
mistakes, that's where I'm going to make
they'll
them.
be. Yeah. Well, question.
Fire away.
When you signalled around that vehicle that was either waited or parked or whatever it was
the other van.
I right in saying what I said?
It was okay to say what you said, but there was a taxi close behind us,
Yeah.
and I wasn't comfortable that
Yeah.
he wasn't going to try and come
Yeah.
past because we got the L plate on
It
the top.
was a grey area, I felt. I know it's something that, because it was a bit stuck out as well, wasn't it? It was like, it wasn't just in a run of cars.
No.
It was on its own in a bit of a tricky area.
I think it was acceptable to play it the way you played it.
Really? Okay. All right. Because I kind of thought afterwards, I thought, you know what, I might have been tempted to signal that.
Yeah, that's okay. I did it because I'd observed the taxi driver behind us,
Yeah.
and his behaviour was a little erratic. If you think on when we went up past where the parked cars were and I pulled in, he followed me and ended up with his back end stuck out in the middle of the road and blocked the road.
Okay. So are we starting now?
No, we'll go back to where we were.
All right, yeah,
so
that's a
you're
good
running
idea.
exactly the same
yeah,
route.
good idea. I might just have to strip off for this action.
And I,
Not completely, don't worry. Cameras are on. What's the heat coming from you?
it's all that hot air.
Yeah. Just don't put my puppy on.
Again, so you've got to look for opportunities
Yeah.
to show me the good stuff.
Can we have a
Show me
practice
what you're
on our way
made
back?
Of course you can. Of course you can.
So you're signalling. That's very good.
Well, I had the signal on before you said about practicing, otherwise I wouldn't have done it.
Okay, so there's a crossing there. Be prepared to stop. Slow down a bit. Scan the area. Is there anyone there?
End of the road, we'll go right.
So at the end of the road, we're going to go right.
Ask me about me signalling.
Oh, good idea. So when would you signal if we're going right at the end of this road?
I wasn't going to bother. There's nobody about.
Ah, right. Well, this road's interesting because if you signal too soon, they might think you're going down that way.
Oh, right, okay.
And that could be misleading. Okay, so it's good that you didn't signal, but now you need to.
All right.
Because there's other car users, they want to know what you're doing. This car behind you might be waiting, might want to know which direction you're going.
Now who's in control of what's happening? Is it you or is it me?
Me, is
It's
it?
you, isn't it?
Yeah, okay.
So look to the right, what do you see?
Oh yeah. So ahead, as you can see, there's a pedestrian crossing. So once we've committed to this turn, in a way, you might find that those lights change and all these cars stop, and therefore we might be straddled. So you can't leave this road until you're absolutely sure those lights might change. So just be mindful of that.
Alright.
Okay, so just stop here. You've got your signal on. That's good. So what are you going to do when we've committed to this bend and we're on that road?
How do you mean?
Well, is there anyone there at the crossing?
Oh.
You need to be prepared.
Alright. Oh, there's nobody there now.
There's no one there now, no. But somebody might come along. By the time we get out of this road, there might be someone there. So what are you going to do?
I'm not sure.
Well, you'll need to be prepared to stop, won't you?
Alright.
So you don't want to pick too much speed up. There's no one there, so you're all right. What kind of crossing's this?
That's a light control one, left of the lights.
That's right. So if you go left at the lights. Now, when's a good time to signal? You need to signal now.
Right, okay.
Signal now, that's it. Okay, why are you signalling?
Let people know where I'm going.
That's right, yeah.
Because you told me.
Well, there is that. Okay.
Get used to not sitting in silence. Talk to me about something.
Right. He looks busy, doesn't he? Okay, so round this corner.
So have a look at the path around the corner. What's that?
Yeah,
That yellow bit? What's that?
That looks like it might be a crossing.
Oh, right.
So, which yellow bit? This bit?
Yeah. So somebody might have crossed there.
Yeah. Okay, so round this corner, it's becoming more built up. There might be people crossing the road.
All right, okay.
So if you bear that in mind with your speed, it's all right for now. You're doing a nice speed, but have a look in the distance. Can you see any crossings?
Oh, there's bloke getting in that car.
There is, yeah. But there's people all around.
Can you
Now,
see that crossing at the top of the hill, Bob?
See, yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Can you see that crossing?
Oh, yeah.
Top of the hill.
So check your mirror. We're going to be prepared to stop here. So ease back because there's a bit of traffic around. So we're going to lose a bit more speed off. That's it, ease back. Now, do you see the lights have changed? We're going to stop just behind the stop line. So check your mirror, right for over the brake. Just gently braking, bring us to a nice controlled stop. Handbrake into neutral.
Nice controlled stop. That's a good thing to say.
Now we're looking for opportunities to go. While we're sat here, we need to make sure nobody's overtaking us. They shouldn't, but they might. So keep your eye on your mirrors. So the crossing's cleared now. So these lights are probably going to go to green in a minute. So we're prepared for that. When they go red and amber together, we're going to get ready and then move off. Make sure that we can take a little look into the new road. Again, keep an eye on our mirrors. So these people are going to cross here. We've got to wait for them to go, even though we've got the green light. Now you can go. Okay, good, well done. So just in all the time, bang, bang, bang. Never waste an opportunity to show the good stuff.
Do you know what I need to do?
Talk
like
next
a text. Right, if you'd like to take the next left, please, Bob. Now, don't forget your signal.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Okay, so what can you see in the distance?
There's some flats.
Yeah, there's a crossing. Can you see the crossing?
Yeah.
Are the people there next to it? Right,
is,
slow down, be prepared to stop.
All right, okay.
Slow right down, be prepared to stop. Okay, now the lights haven't changed, but the people there waiting. Okay, so what would you have done if those lights had changed?
I'd have stopped, I think.
You'd have stopped, yeah. So there's another crossing here.
Right.
They may press a button, so be prepared to stop.
All right.
Okay, there's someone crossing the road there.
Oh.
All right, so you need to be.
It's not a crossing, is it?
No, but they'll still jump out at any time. You need to be prepared for that. So at the bottom of the road, we're going to go left. So when's a good time to signal? About now, I'd say.
All right, okay.
Okay, it's about 5 car lengths.
All right, okay.
All right, so.
Is that a pedestrian crossing?
No, but it is an area where people will cross, so you need to treat it in a similar way.
Oh, she was crossing.
Yeah.
Should I have stopped there?
They don't have priority because they've got the island to go to.
Right.
However, if you can see somebody who's going to commit to crossing, you need to be prepared to stop.
So relax. How was that?
Did I do a little bit better?
What do you think?
Well, I hope so, but you needed to prompt me massively, didn't you?
That's okay.
In fact, you took over.
I just wanted to use that opportunity to try and give you a little reprise.
Yeah, it's good because then when I watch it back, I'll be like, this is how we do it. I don't talk enough. Who'd have thought?
A real slick piece of parking.
Yeah, I don't talk enough. I guess, you know, when I'm practicing, I feel like I'm saying these things to practice, and I feel like I'm repeating myself. But then that's what practice is, isn't it?
Well, you've seen how little time you've got.
Yeah.
You'll run out of time before you know it.
That's the element of difficulty.
Yeah. So you need to be in immediately. Don't waste any time. Don't relax and wait for things to happen. Just get in and get it done.
Yeah.
There's nothing happening around you. Just find something to talk about related to the subject.
Not like that man looks busy.
Yeah. So there's also even a place that you don't know. So whilst you're driving around, you'll have to forgive me reversing the mirrors because my neck's sorted out.
Oh. Do you ever put heat on it?
Yeah, I've got a TENS machine.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. They have a joint space
Does
short.
that work?
Oh yeah, God yeah. My daughter gave birth using it.
I was going to say
No drugs.
that was offered to me, but I thought
It's magic. Honest to God, it's a magic machine. It just blocks out the pain sensors. You just don't feel it. And there's times that when my neck goes off, it gets really painful. Slap that on, crank the electricity up, and it just cures it.
you're electrocuted.
Yeah. So,
Right.
if you were starting that whole thing again, what would you do different?
I'd make note as I went along.
Okay. Before that, right at the beginning.
I'd pay more attention to your indicators.
Okay. Even earlier than that. Tell me about the brief.
Oh, I'd listen to what you're saying and act accordingly.
Okay.
So if I found that you were starting to sort of take over and show understanding at the end,
Okay.
I'd start to surmise that, yeah, he knows this, there's no point in dwelling on it,
Okay.
and time's ticking.
Okay. So there's lots of different ways, lots of options for going forward here. We can rerun the whole thing. You can try the brief. We can rerun it with you being the examiner, or we can rerun it with me being the examiner.
Oh, that's interesting.
We'll think about that for a minute.
I don't feel qualified to be the examiner.
You just, if I don't tell you to do something in relation to indicators, or
Oh
in
yeah,
relation to
I just need to be a
pedestrian
student, don't I?
just don't do it.
Oh, I can do that.
Okay. I don't know if you find it useful or not. You might not. I mean, I'm always a little bit reluctant because it can come across as a bit show-offy, and it sets the thing up where you think, I'm not sure if I can do that. Or we can just run it with you doing it.
I'll give it a go.
Okay. Well, if you feel it would be helpful.
It might be. I'm
Okay.
not sure. I don't know. You don't know till you try, do you?
Well, that's true. But I mean, I'm always just a bit mindful that it's, it might not have the desired effect.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm happy to do it if you think it'll help you.
Well, shall we try it?
Okay.
We could do.
Oh. Be quiet.
Did we swap pens at some point? Was
I
that the
might
one
get it
I
wrong.
lost?
Is it the what, sorry?
Is that the pen I lost?
No, that's the one that's on the mileage. Oh, God.
All right. Okay.
How little are your legs?
Oh, I'm tiny, mate. I'd be in the boot if I was there.
Oh.
Oh, that's one of my things to
Stick
stick
your-
on.
stick
Oh,
your
they're
arm.
all stuck. Oh, see.
Oh, that's it, the one on the
Disaster
clipboard.
strike.
You're all right.
There's more down there. Look. Oh, I can't get that one. There we go. See, I'm listening in your car now. Right.
Just get all my stuff together. So we'll assume that you've told me
Can I elevate? There you go.
that you're a pupil at the partly trained stage. Oh my God, look at all that in there. And God, they're everywhere.
It's a pity I don't talk as much as I write, isn't it?
Just get rid of these extra bits and pieces here.
Oh, you see, I want one of them with a rubber on. Oh yeah, that was a sticky bit.
So I see. That doesn't quite work, but now we can get that off. There.
Nail varnish
You don't have to
remover.
pretend that that's not there.
Yeah. Nail varnish remover, I'll get that off. So do you not even chat about them at all?
No. So, what I want to do is to give you an overview, and just an overview, and nothing more. And then I'm going to fill the detail in while we're out and about on the road.
Okay.
Now, the fact that I've got some local knowledge here helps you massively. So, you'll have said to me, you're a pupil at the partly trained stage, that you're due a lesson today on pedestrian crossings and use of signals. Signals by indicator and arm, but not just to do with pedestrian crossings.
Yeah.
So, you'll give me a couple of minutes to collect my thoughts. I've got that in front of me, I've got that in front of me. I'm good to go.
Right.
So I'll be saying, good morning, Nicola. My name's Bob.
Hello, Bob.
I understand that today you were due to do a session on pedestrian crossings, use of signals by indicator and arm. Is that right? Last instructor can't make it for some reason.
Lassie's gone on holiday.
All right, okay. So, what we'll do is we'll have a little chat about signals first. Do you know why we signal?
To let people know where we're going.
That's right. It's to make other people aware of our intended actions. Now, we can do that by indicators. So if we're going to signal to go left, we pop the indicator on to go left, right, that way. So the purpose is to let people know what we're doing. How would you decide whether you need to signal or not?
If I decided I was going a certain way.
Okay. Would you always signal one road or another?
I think so.
Yeah. The highway code says you should signal one road to another. When would you not signal?
If I forgot.
Okay. That's not an acceptable one, but that it is true. When would you decide not to signal?
Oh, if there's no one there.
Okay. If there's no one there, when? At a junction?
No. If I was just pulling up, I think.
Okay, so moving off and stopping.
Yeah.
How about passing parked cars?
Yeah.
Okay. In all other circumstances, we would signal unless it was going to create confusion.
Right.
Now we'll look at timing of signals. What do you know about that? Tell me about timing of signals. You remember what that's about?
When you get near the junction.
Okay, how near? Let's say, for example, you were turning into that road. Whereabouts along that road would you signal?
Probably about there.
Why would that be?
Because that's what they say.
Okay, well, why would it be sensible to do that? What would be the dangers if you signalled here?
Yeah, because you might think you might want to be.
That's right, so we don't want to give confusing signals. And of course we use signals as part of our MSM routine. Remind me what you know about MSM?
Mirrors, signal, manoeuvre.
Why do we do it in that order?
Because you got to know first, haven't you, what's happening?
Okay, so you would always need the mirrors before you put the signal on?
Yeah.
And you would always do those two before you do the manoeuvre?
Yeah.
Okay, super. So let's have a little look at pedestrian crossings. There are some signals that we can give here that help with our road users, and they're signals by arm. Can you remember those from your theory?
I think so. A bit like riding a bike, aren't they?
Okay. So if you're coming along here, if we were slowing down for pedestrians, you could put the brake lights on, the people behind would see. But people in front can't see the brake signals.
Yeah.
So you might need to let them know you're slowing down. Do you know how you could do that? Just pop your window down and demonstrate it for me.
Oh.
I need to tell you. Demonstrate your slow down signal for me. Okay, that's more of a wave to somebody. So put your arms straight out and down and up, down and up. No, that's up and down. Go down and up. That's it. Not too far up. From horizontal, down and up, down and up, down and up. So you're giving a clear signal there. Now that's up and down. So from the straight position, it needs to go down.
I'm a little.
So if you're going to do this thing, you're probably going to have to lean a little to the right then. To be able to, that's the one. So, other hand signals we can give, we may need to reinforce our indicator. Show me how you would indicate you're going right. And show me how you would indicate that you were going left. That's it, good, excellent. So, We know about signals, we'll have a little chat about those as we're driving around. Pedestrian crossings, first thing is to see them. So we've got to be scanning the road as far ahead as we can see. When we're out and about this time, I'll be alerting you to the presence of pedestrian crossings, and we'll have a chat about what we're going to do. Right. So this is a zebra crossing. We can notice them by the flashing yellow lights at the side of the road. You may have seen them out and about. When we see this crossing, we've got to start looking for pedestrians. If there are pedestrians around, we need to slow down and be prepared to stop. We would stop just behind this giveaway line. Once we've stopped, they can then cross. We don't beckon them because we let them make their own decisions. We don't want to invite them into danger. Once they're clear, we can go. These zigzag lines mean you mustn't park in there because you're obstructing the view, and you mustn't overtake the lead vehicle. Unless that's perhaps a push bike here, but again, you'd have to be very careful that we weren't impacting on them. So that's your basic zebra. There's lots of these types of lights, but they're light controlled. Lots of variants of them. We'll have a look at the differences in them when we're out and about. But they're basically controlled by lights. If you're approaching here, the light's on green. If there's pedestrians about to press the button, the light will change to red. So we're watching for people at the thing about to press the button. If they're there, we're prepared to stop. So we use our MSM routine. Again, come up to a nice stop. If we do stop, stop behind the stop line. Wait for the light to go green or flashing amber. That means we can go if the road ahead is clear. Green means we can go if the road's clear. So if there are people on there, and there are some types of crossing where that still works, and you'll see one a little later. Again, same rules with the zigzags. There are lots of variants of those, but we'll look at those as we're going through them. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't think there's lots to remember.
There is, but don't worry about it, because I'm going to talk you through it. So if you'd like to get yourself ready in the normal way, and when you're ready, we'll leave the car park and take the road to the left. So do we need a signal as we leave the car park, do you think?
Yeah.
We do, you're quite right. That's a great observation, well done. So we're going to go out to the left. You see at the top of the hill there's a little island with a light on it?
Yeah.
That's a pedestrian refuge. That's somewhere where somebody might cross the road. So we're just aware of it. So remembering about that signal.
Just wearing my sunglasses on.
You're looking at the road as a pedestrian on the right looking to cross, so be mindful of him. He shouldn't, but he might. As you look at the top of the hill, you see that island, that's where people cross. There's some pedestrians there. They may cross, so we're alert to it. We're going to take the next road on the right. Think about your signal. So there's a little island for us to go into. As we're approaching here, take a little scan up the road that we're going to turn into. See those traffic lights at the top of the hill there, just gone amber and then red?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's a pedestrian crossing, so we need to be aware of that just now. You see the pedestrians walking towards it?
Oh, yeah.
So we check our mirrors.
Yeah.
Mindful of our speed, we might need to stop. So the lights are on red, they might be about to go green, as you can see. So the crossing should be clear, doesn't mean it's going to be, so check your mirrors, be aware of what's behind you. See the lady with the blue coat? She might be coming to cross, so keep an eye on her, be prepared to stop, take a little bit more speed off.
Oh.
Now we should be okay, we can carry on through here. Another set of lights, you see the lady walking towards them? Check your mirror, just ease off the gas, so we work out what's going on. Is anybody going to cross? We look okay, so we'll maintain this speed going through.
Boy's looking threatening.
Keep an eye on it. We're going to go right at the end of the road.
Okay.
That's it, well done with the signal this time. So if you have a quick glance to the right, you'll see another set of traffic lights. That's another pedestrian crossing. This one's a puffin crossing, a pedestrian user-friendly interface. So there's a sensor on the top of the light which will hold the lights on red if there's pedestrians on the crossing. So they're an intelligent crossing. That's well done. Great observations. So as you turn the corner, you'll catch the reflection of the lights in the window. See, they're on green.
Oh, yeah.
But be prepared, they might be going to go to red. As you can see, they've just gone amber. We knew that ahead because we were looking so far. So check your mirror, just ease back. At this point, it's not costing us anything just to go in nice and steady. The lights might change to green before we get there. No, they haven't, so we'll just roll gently up to a stop. when the lights go green, just be mindful these people might step out. Keep an eye on your mirrors as you're sat here. So we're making sure nobody's coming up on the inside that's going to cause us any issues. Some of these are going to be tempted to cross the road here. The guy in the hat looks a likely candidate, so just keep an eye on him. There we go, they've crossed before the lights have changed. So once they're clear, we can go. So just because the rules are there doesn't mean people follow them, so we need to be mindful. Similar situations here, there'll be people crossing the road in areas where you might not expect. So we look here, you see the crossing, but there's no flashing yellow lights at the side.
Oh, didn't see that one.
So it's just a walkway within the bus station. At the end of the road, we're going to go to the right. Get around the corner, it's a set of traffic lights. But people cross the road at that set of traffic lights. But there are no lights to control by pedestrians, so you've just got to be mindful that people might just step out in front of you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to go right at the end. These lights might change by the time we get there. They have, which is nice because it gives us the opportunity to scan along the road that we're going into.
Okay.
Is there anything up that road that might cause you any issues so far?
No.
Okay. So in terms of dealing with pedestrian crossings now, how would you feel about if I just prompted you when we saw them and you could maybe tell me what you're planning on doing? Would that be okay?
Okay, yeah. I'll try that.
So where might you be looking as you sat at these traffic lights? Where might the dangers be?
We're looking to see if there's bicycles coming
Okay.
at either side.
Okay.
Looking to see if there's anyone likely to cross. Maybe then people walking towards a crossing might decide they want to cross, mightn't they?
Yeah. Tell me what these little tactile paving bits mean to you.
Well, they're for blind people, aren't
There
they?
you are. So they may be tempted to cross here, mightn't they?
Yeah.
So we keep our eyes open for them. What tells you if somebody's blind?
What, blind people?
Hmm.
Oh,
How do you know?
stick.
Okay. And if that person was blind and deaf?
Stick with red lines on it.
Well done. Excellent. Now, if you just look up at the road now, do you see the traffic light?
Yeah.
What does that tell you?
That tells me that they're on green and I'm alright, but I
Is
should
anybody
be...
going to cross?
Not so far.
Okay, we'll go left after the crossing. So what's your plan
But
here?
there's
Tell me what
sneaky
you're thinking
paths
about.
at the side.
There is, so what are you going to do about that?
Be prepared.
Excellent, well done.
So we're going left.
Yeah. Well done with the signal. Brilliant stuff. So there's a hospital just down here. What might you expect to find outside a hospital?
Wheelchairs.
Anything else?
Patients.
Is there a potential for there to be a pedestrian crossing, do you think?
Possibly.
Okay, so let's keep our eyes open for it. Well done on these pedestrians, that's excellent. So if you look through the fence, as we're coming around the corner here, you'll see the pedestrian crossing. See it?
I can.
Anybody going to cross?
Don't know yet.
Okay, what about that lady with the hair? What do you think she's going to do?
She's looking threatening.
Okay, so what are we going to do?
Be prepared to stop.
That's brilliant,
Looked
well
in my
done.
mirror too.
Now we have to strike a balance here, don't we?
Oh, I can go. I can
Well
go.
done. That's good. Now look ahead, what do you see?
Traffic lights.
So
No,
what does
I
that
don't.
sign tell you?
There's bumps to the left.
The next sign.
There's a crossing.
Where is it? Can you see it?
Oh yeah.
So what's your plan?
I'm going to look in my mirror.
Okay.
I'm going to ease off the gas and be prepared to stop.
Brilliant.
Scan
well
the
done.
area. There's no one there.
Excellent. Fantastic. Tell me what your
there's a
thoughts
man-
are on this situation here about signalling.
Well, it's a bit of a... there's a sign there, so people will expect me to go around it, but I feel like I need to signal.
That's fine.
Because I'm going right over to the other side of the road.
Brilliant. Well done. So what can you see around the corner?
Nothing.
So what's your plan here? What do you think the sensible thing to do would be?
Slow down.
Okay. Brilliant. Well done. Are you ready to stop if there's something dodgy around the corner?
I do think so, yeah.
Fantastic. Well done. So tell me what you see ahead.
Car.
What's your plan here? Tell me in terms of signalling what you're thinking.
Well, I'm thinking I could signal.
Okay.
The reason I think I'd signal there is because it's on the brow of a hill.
Fair enough.
So I'm just
A
giving
well-considered plan. You're not just slavishly signalling there, you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
We'll go left at the end of the
So
road.
I'm actually helping people behind me.
What does that sign at the end of the road tell you?
It tells me to stop.
Okay, so what are we going to do?
Stop.
Are we going to signal? What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now we have to immediately take the first road on the left. Now as we're stopped here, just look at the junction that we're going into on the left. Can you see the island yet?
No.
Okay, see the island here to your right?
Yeah.
There's one of those in that road, so people might be preparing to cross there, so just be mindful of it.
Oh, okay.
That's very nice. So, see the island now?
Oh, yes, I can
Any
see
pedestrians?
it. No.
Okay, so what do we need to do? Anything?
Am I going right? Left?
Yeah, yes. Tell me about these pedestrians ahead here. Are they going to cross?
You never know the moment, do you? Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah. How did I know they were going to do that?
Because she looked itchy.
She did. She looked over her shoulder. So there's always signs, isn't there? Now, what do these signs ahead tell you?
There's a roundabout coming up.
Okay, so what's your plan?
Caution of something.
Okay, so we're following the road ahead. Do we need to signal here, do you think?
No, I don't think so. It's not big enough roundabout.
Okay.
So I'm looking in my middle mirror.
But we'll take the next road on the left.
Oh, well then I might have to signal.
Okay, fantastic. Well done.
Oh, there's
Tell
a
me what
man
your
there.
thoughts are
I
here.
can see someone crossing. Oh no, they're not. They've gone into a car.
Tell me about the van.
He's coming fast.
Oh, that's good. Did his signal help you there?
It did.
It did, didn't
Because
it?
it showed us that he was intending. Well, no, he could have confused me because I'm. Oh, you see? I thought he was just signalling to go around the cars then.
Okay. So
But
this
it
is why
wasn't.
sometimes we don't signal past park cars, because it can create that kind of confusion.
Confusing.
At the end of the road, we'll take the road to the left, please, and then find a convenient place to pull over on the left. So what may you expect here in terms of pedestrians?
So signal now.
Okay, that's good.
People, because it's a crossroad, isn't it? And there's shops, so there might be people around wanting to cross.
Okay. Tell me who your signal's benefiting here.
Everybody.
Okay, cool. Then we'll find a convenient place to pull up on the left. Just before these parked cars will be fine.
Is here okay?
Just
A
a
bit
little bit
further
further,
up.
because there's a bus stop at the right hand side.
Oh,
a
yeah.
temporary one. So if you can tuck in just behind this guy, that'll be great. And make the car safe and relax.
Since it's off.
So I'm not wasting opportunities. I mean, bang,
God,
bang,
yeah,
bang,
I
bang,
know.
all the time. Just absolutely in. Knowing the area helps a little because
Yeah.
I know what's coming.
Yeah,
But I did do them all quite late so that they were in clear view when I said it.
yeah. For a taller person.
Yes, yeah, fair enough. But it's just doing this, but I'm active all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not wasting it. I'm constantly looking for things that I can talk to you about in terms of the subject. You relented with the signal. I might not have given up on the not signaling quite so easily. But that's fine. But I've managed to switch it from telling you to prompting.
It's difficult not to signal when you're doing it like as if you were a learner.
Yeah.
Because it's hard because you know you've got to really because you know how important it is.
Well, the job of your trainer is quite difficult because you've got a lot of stuff that you're trying to balance. You're playing a particular role, you're driving in a particular way for a learner at that standard, and you're also trying to jump around and adapt to the needs of the person that's next to you. So it's
Really difficult.
good fun though. Good fun, but quite tiring.
Yeah. Oh, I can imagine.
So does that help?
Yeah, I think it does actually. Yeah, it'll certainly help me watching it back
Okay.
because this is what I should be doing.
It's just a case of talking to me about what I know about and what I'm going to do. And especially at phase one, making sure that I do. Now, the
I was
phase...
probably quite compliant as well. or did I?
You didn't have much choice.
No. No, that's true, I didn't. You told me.
So I mean, making, because there was a couple of places where, you know, you were still coming in, or slow down, come on, brake, no, get the speed off, that's it. No, we'll just roll at this speed. So I'm good in control now. That would normally be probably a bit slow to go through there, but I've got you under control here. I've got you on a really short leash, and you ain't doing anything unless I say so. And the examiner will be completely, if you do that, you'll be completely compliant.
So I wouldn't have been penalised in any way for saying to you when we first started out, I'm going, that this to me is the more ideal speed. And you got on board with that even though it was probably a bit slow.
Well, I got on board with it quickly because it's not a fault.
Yeah.
I'm not demonstrating a fault.
So he wouldn't have had a go at me for that. Or he might have had a chat with me after, but he wouldn't
the
have.
speed was fine. He might have considered coming out of roll and saying leave the speed, it's okay.
Right,
But I
okay.
complied from within roll, I thought it's not going to hurt me to travel slower. I'm not inconveniencing anybody, so yeah, I'll go along with you because I wanted you to get on to the main subject. So it's the same with anything that we're doing. Think about it yesterday with the turn of the road. You were in making things happen. It's the same here. It isn't going to happen unless you make it. Can you see that pedestrian crossing? No. Why didn't I say it? Because you hadn't pointed it out to me. And I am as dumb as a box of rocks at that point. Unless you point it out, I'm not going to say, oh my God, they sneak up on you. Which is what I said. Yes, I'm not giving you a clue from in the roll there. So how would you feel if we reset, went back to the office, and then swap seats again?
Swap seats again,
See if that works?
Yeah.
And then I think we've got quite a bit of video you can go away and analyse. And
I think if I go away and look at this, I'll scrutinise it and I'll improve. I'm not, because I'm listening to what you're saying and I'm understanding it. I'm also driving as well.
Of course.
So that does distract a little bit.
Of course it does.
But
this is the beauty of having the video afterwards.
Yes. But basically the thing I've got to do is every time we approach, or even before we approach a crossing, anticipate that there might be a crossing.
Even if you can't see. There could be a crossing around here.
There could be a crossing around here, exactly. What are you going to do? What are you going to look out for? Bang, 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 bang.
Or, you know, on the phase 2, of course, you can just go where I swapped it over, and that's why I did it, to say, would you be okay if I prompted you now? You would just go in phase 2 where there's a pedestrian crossing. Tell me what your thoughts are. Can you see the people there? What are you going to do with them?
Which is a little bit like what I was saying earlier on about this. You're kind of starting the phase 2 here, aren't you?
You are.
But then...
And then reverting to there.
Reverting back to there when you've spotted the faults.
Exactly so.
Yeah.
On the session that we did driving here, you just assumed I was going to do stuff.
Yeah.
And of course I didn't, and it threw you.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
But I've just explained that beautifully to you. So I don't know how long my brief took, but it wasn't very long.
No.
Just say bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
And even though you tried to dance me around by not doing the home signals properly, I just made you do it the way I wanted and moved on.
Did you like that?
I was looking across thinking, what the hell are you doing?
I did think I was doing the patting the dog thing all right though. And I was like, I'm only little. I was down here then.
I thought, how camp is that?
Well, yeah.
It's like swatting a flag. What are you doing? No, like that. And then, of course, I never considered that, of course, it does prop your arm up.
Yeah, and I was like...
Right, you up. Let's swap seats. I'll take you back.
I'll put this back in the boot. Get out of the seat. Oh no, I feel like I'm in the boot in this seat.
Too far. Oh, puppies. Excited puppy.
No, I'm cute, aren't I? Right, I'm still going to watch it. Yeah.
Well, feel free
You're
to
not
have
going off the hook.
have a little bit of a talk through about stuff that's coming ahead.
Okay. Okay, now what do you have indicated there?
Well, I suppose it might have helped him.
Oh, the man with the dog. Oh, see, I'm silent now. Doing it again. Right. Just around this bend, there might be people, so you need to look out for them. They might want to cross the. That's all my stuff. They might want to cross the road. There might be some crossings. I don't know what that building is at the end. No, they're just houses. But quite often, when you get a cluster of houses, you'll get crossings near them, won't you?
All right. Okay.
So, be mindful of them. Think about what you might do if, when you approach this new road, there's crossings on it. So at the end of the road, we're going to go left. You've indicated nicely. Signal too soon. So, what are you going to do now around this corner if there's a crossing? What's going to be the first thing? You'll look in your mirror, won't you?
All right, yeah.
Yeah, so check your mirror and be prepared to stop. Scan the area. Have a look to see if there's anyone there likely to press the button.
All right, okay.
Okay, so I'm not sure what's around this corner, but neither are you, so you need to be prepared.
All right.
Okay, so can you see anything? Nothing in the distance?
Well, he's slowing down.
Ah, so that might be a clue. There might be a crossing.
Oh, I think he's slowing down for the bus.
Okay. so
We'll go right at the end of the road.
at the end of the road we're going right. Just be prepared to stop. You don't know what's going on around this corner. Right, so it's a give way. So when you're going to indicate, that's right. Okay. So like you've got that crossing over there, can you see how that... Now that van's probably approaching that crossing too fast,
All right.
considering there were people on the crossing.
Oh, he is fast, isn't he?
Yeah. So let's see what we can see around this corner. Okay. So we've got a hospital here. There's a very good chance there might be a crossing.
All right. We'll go right at the end of the road.
Right, so at the end of the road we're going to go right. Now I want you to think carefully about your signal now. You might give misleading information if your signal's too
Shall I
slow.
wait till I get after that one?
Yeah.
Right.
That's right. So now signal, that's right. Okay, so that now, right, straight away there's a crossing there and the lights are on red.
Was he waiting for me? He is, isn't
He
he?
might be. Just make sure. Make sure. Okay, so there's no one here now.
All right.
But somebody's just crossed, the lights have just changed. Right, so ahead you can see some traffic lights,
All
can't
right,
you?
we'll go left there.
Okay, so the lights will go left. There may well be, every time you see traffic lights, you need to think that there might be a crossing there as well, because it's very common.
Right.
Okay, so look out for people wanting to cross. Even if there's no proper crossing there, people still might be inclined to want to cross because two roads have met.
I see.
Okay, well signalled, I spotted that. It was in good time. Okay, so around this bend, I'd expect there to be some more crossings. Alright, tell me what you can see.
There's a woman there.
There is. Can you see any crossings?
No.
Okay, there's a set of traffic lights up there. Can you see at the top of the hill?
All right.
Now they might be crossings, mightn't they? It's a bit
right, yeah.
unclear to say from here, but I'd expect it because it's a shopping area.
Right.
Okay, so what you're going to do, middle mirror,
All right.
be prepared to stop. So slow down, slow right down. You see the lights are changing.
All right, yeah.
Okay, so where are you going to stop?
It's behind the stop line, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. So you're slowing down.
I can't see it just yet.
Okay.
Oh, there it is.
Right, you might get people at last minute running across, so stop, stop, stop. That's it, like these people, for example. So when are you going to go? When do you feel that you can go, that it's safe to go?
When it goes green.
No.
Oh.
You
When
can
it's
go
clear.
when... No. Right, it goes on amber, then it goes green, and you
Right.
can only go... Just watch that lady. Yep, you can go now, I think. Just watch this lady. She's going to stop, so you're alright. Okay, well done. Because you didn't rush off then, did you, when the lights went green? So that tells you, doesn't it, that you can't necessarily go just because the lights have gone on green.
Go left of the lights.
Okay, so these lights were going left. Again, it's a crossing. So what you're going to do, middle mirror, that's it. I spotted you did that. Be prepared to stop. The lights are on red, so where are you going to stop?
Behind the line.
That's right, yeah. Now, how are you feeling about these crossings?
A bit better, I think.
Are you? Would you be prepared to try with a few prompts doing that yourself?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well I'll keep my eye on you and we'll see what you can do, and I may ask you some questions during the time that we're
Okay.
running the course of things,
Right, you go.
and that way I can get it straight in my mind where you're up to. Okay, yep, you can go there. Just be mindful of this person, he might have crossed
Oh, I
there
just
at the last minute.
caught him in the corner behind.
Yeah.
We'll go left of the lights.
Okay, another crossing. Alright, so the lights are changing. Again, this is, well, it's quite built up on the left here. There is no path, but there could have been a path and someone could have
Right.
jumped out. Okay, now did you signal one?
Oh, no, I didn't know.
No. Okay. We'll talk about that in a moment. Okay, so
Relax.
important.
No more crossings. What was that?
I don't know, what did you think?
Oh, yes, you're chatting now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Because you got your mouth going.
You're extracting something from me. Was it talking?
No, it's
Gibble-de-gooch,
it's related to the crossings that are there, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's useful information to somebody who has never done it before. So every time you're driving, you can be doing this.
I got a bit more used to the idea and concept of handing over the responsibility a little bit as well, and perhaps moving on to the next phase.
That's nice that you did it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So experiment with stuff.
Yeah.
So you can start playing the dual role.
Yeah.
It's a little difficult at first, but
Oh, I've started doing that a little bit since watching Clive. Started doing that a little bit. I don't know, Clive's got a lot to answer for. Do you ever park in this spot, 13?
try not to.
Yeah, I'd actively avoid it as well. Oh, you see, now I'm paranoid. What's this woman doing? Is she going into this building?
She is. She's just coming back from her lunch. That's Barbara from training.
What behaviour is she going to...
Okay, so much improved on the way back. How did it feel?
Was it?
Well, you'll see when you watch the
Yeah,
video.
yeah.
You're on the go all the time.
Yeah.
There's no silences. You don't waste
No.
opportunities to show the
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah, I felt better.
Get in, get the mouth going.
Yeah, that's what I've just got to practice. The thing is, when you're at home and you're practicing on your own in the car, for a start, you're only listening to yourself.
Yeah.
And then secondly, if you're not getting it quite right, you're just repeating the things that are wrong.
Yeah.
And so you think you're doing a good job, but until you're actually practicing the real stuff that you need to be saying right, you kind of like just repeating the same things, and you don't really feel like you're practicing anything. You're just talking. If that makes sense.
Yeah. No. I hear what you're saying. So you need the video is a big help to review.
Yes.
So we can maybe set the we'll have a chat about that after we've done in the car. But what are they doing?
I don't know.
Oh my word! If you're going to park at a driving school, you'd make a better job of it than that.
Oh no.
That's terribly judgmental. So, how do you feel about running that again?
Yes.
Tell me what the plan is.
Right. So the plan is, from what point?
From what are you going to do? Tell me how this is going to pan out. We'll assume you've done the brief.
Oh right.
We're just
we've done the
about to
brief.
go.
We're just about to go. Okay. So I'd set off, and on the way, I would talk to you as I have. Well, first start and clocking the signals straight away. Okay. And then I'm talking to you about the crossings, and to begin with, I'm telling you what you should be doing. Telling you to watch out for people, asking you what kind of crossings. Do I need to massively dwell on what kind of crossings?
Not necessarily, unless you've got the time to do it.
Yeah, well, that's the issue at the minute, isn't it? Time.
The most important thing is to talk to me about the crossing, alert me to its presence, and then make me do what I need to do.
Yeah.
Because without your input, I'm not going to do it.
Right.
I'll just sail over it like it wasn't there.
Right. Okay. So do that initially, and then. So at what point during that journey would I start to think? I see. I'm answering my own question here, because I'm thinking during that journey at some point I've got to decide that you're confident to a point, and now I've got to sort of suggest to you that perhaps you can take over a little bit.
You might not get to that point.
Right.
And that's okay too.
Yeah.
If all you've had is stuff that you've just had to deal with and get him to do
Yeah.
it. But if he's compliant, it's working okay, you can offer it as a suggestion.
Right.
On the route that we've taken, there isn't really any way you can stop on that route.
No. So I have to stop before I get to that point. I can't do that on the move.
You'll get the chance to do it on the move. If you think about it, I did it to you on the move.
Yeah, you did.
Because there are places where you stop, but there's no stopping place to pull over for a
I
discussion.
see what you mean. Yeah, now that's interesting.
So in role,
yeah.
I have to be compliant.
Right.
I have to give you the opportunity to do it on the move, because there is nowhere on this little route to stop.
So like on the way back, I started to notice that you were doing things, or did I just suddenly think I'm getting to the end, I know I'm coming back to the test centre, and maybe now I should mention that perhaps you might want to take over a little bit of
Either way, the same
responsibility.
end effect would be,
Yeah.
wouldn't it? Because I thought, okay, I'll play that game, I'll go with that, yeah.
See, what's difficult is, for me now on this particular thing, I don't know when to recognise the difference between which phase we're at. So, not phase, that's not the right word.
I know what you mean, which stage of
Column,
the,
yeah. So I've been instructing and doing a full talk through.
Yep.
I want to then pass a little bit of that responsibility over to you. But I don't actually, on the exam, I'm not going to be conscious of the time.
Probably not. No.
No, because I'll be panicking.
But if you've done, I don't know, 3 or 4 crossings,
few examples,
and it's been going okay, you can offer it. You say, how would you feel about if I just prompted you on the next one, just ask you some questions?
Yeah.
Would that work for you? No, give it a go.
Yeah.
Then just see what happens.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, revert back to full talk through.
Okay.
Dead easy.
All right. So at what point will we stop? Because I was actually going to pull you over because I was thinking, right, we've got to do something else here because we'll drive around all day if we don't.
Yeah.
Maybe what I should be doing now is stopping you and talking to you about the signals.
Yep.
I felt
if you
like
got the chance.
Yeah, I felt like that was an issue that merited pulling over,
Okay.
especially bearing in mind we're on phase 1.
Yep.
So that was my next thing then. That's what I was
Yeah.
planning. But you sort of said to me, right, we're pulling over here. And that's when you told
it.
me, right, that was
End of
it,
phase
end
1.
off. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
So you've got to get in it. You can't save things up. You could
Yeah.
comfortably save things up to learn with a learner driver, but on exam, that's your time up. And you burnt a bit of time up, probably another 5 or 6 minutes with the brief.
with brief. So that
So get onto that, get there.
definition of the word brief is
Brief.
brief.
All that information on that page is not helping you.
No.
And then you've got 2 pages for that and then a page for signals.
Yeah.
Where the shortened version I've got, there's a page for signals and pedestrian crossings and it's just 1 page. It stops you overdoing it.
Massively.
Because you want to talk about everything that's on the page, don't you?
It massively makes you think, and especially when you're not massively marked on it. And yet
That's right.
it can drain such a lot of time.
With that 5 or 6 minutes, you
Yeah.
would have had time to pull over, go through your core comps, execute it, and probably turn the thing around.
Yeah, because I've not even got onto them.
No.
Yeah.
I know you've seen it. I know I can feel it from this side. I know you mentioned it to me, and I know you're wanting to pull over and talk to me about it then, but too late, time's up.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry, that concludes phase 1.
So should I, during the whole of that journey, I've done my brief, I kept that on my knee, should I have been ticking them as well as I was going? Probably. Or-
Maybe, if it helps you, yeah. But it's just you were in passenger mode. You sat back and things were happening to you. Don't let things happen to you.
No.
Prevent that by you making things happen. It's
No.
the only way is you make it happen, and then you're in control. Because that's what I said to you. Like when you got straight in on the way back, you got into me. I said, "Who's in control now?" Then, well, it was you, wasn't it? Because there was nowhere for me to go because you were controlling what was going to happen next. But if you're sat waiting for things to happen, well, you give me carte blanche to do whatever the hell I want, which is not helpful for you.
No. That's the stumbling block, isn't it? It's getting from mode of being taught, like me being taught now, to mode of, you know what, you can do this.
You're having this.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's
But
the
just
difficulty for me.
keep the question to ask. There's one question to ask yourself all the way through: is what I'm doing working?
Yeah.
And if there's no change in behaviour, what you're doing isn't working. So
Right.
do something else,
Right.
whatever it might be. If you can find somewhere to pull over, great. On this particular route, there wasn't really anywhere to pull over
No.
except where we pulled over.
Yeah, I think that's what throws me a little bit as well.
If you'd not had the extra time used on the brief, that 6 minutes would have bought you the time to do what you needed to do.
Yeah.
Because I would have gone back to the bottom of the hill, under the bridge, and I'd have turned left and gone through those pedestrian crossings again.
Right.
And you would have had the chance to rerun it all.
Right. But we didn't even get that far though. I feel like
No, you'll not. You won't. You won't be very far away.
no. And
It's gone like that.
yeah. So how am I going to get this time issue under the thumb?
You tell me. We're about to do it again.
Right.
Tell me what you're going to do different to get this time under control.
Right. Well, I'll do the brief, a lot more brief.
Okay, we'll assume you've done that.
Yeah.
We're just about to set off. And now instead of having... So we had 2 or 3 minutes at the start, then 11-minute brief. So you had 14 minutes there. So you had 14 minutes left.
Right.
So let's assume you got that extra 6. You've got 20 minutes now
Right.
instead of 14.
Right.
What are you going to do with that 20 minutes?
You see, it's difficult because I know we've done that run now a couple of times. I know it probably takes about 15 minutes to get there. Was it?
Ish.
10, maybe 10. On the day of the exam, I'm not going to know where we're going. I'm not going to know how long it's going to take us to
It
get
took us
there.
14 minutes to get to where we got to.
Right. So, more or less the same, but at the beginning, I'm talking you through all of it as much as I can. And then maybe, like you said, that's a good way of thinking about it. After about 3 crossings, then perhaps ask you whether you're ready to maybe take over that role a bit of that responsibility, but ask you rather than tell you.
Okay.
And then when we get that opportunity to pull you over, is my opportunity to do my core comps and get you on board. And then I still need time to do my readable. Yeah, I can't say it now, it's gone. Fix it.
Okay.
So what I put in place, I'll need to drive you around a couple more times.
Possibly. Or through some extra ones. Now, it depends on the scenario and how it pans out. As long as you're maintaining control of stuff, as long as you're talking me through the first attempt and then gradually transferring that responsibility to me, if you've been really effective at that, you might eliminate the possibility of me making mistakes anyway.
Right.
You ready?
I'm on it.
I will
I'm
only
going to
come
have my piece
out
of
of
paper.
roll
If I'm
if there's a
horrible
need.
to you.
So we assume that everything else has gone really quite well and according to plan. You've got a 2 or 3 minute intro and get to the car.
And have I lost that pen again?
How do you do it?
I don't know. There's another one down there. We will find it. Right, Bob.
So,
Okay.
the time is now 14:05. You have till 14:25 to sort this out.
Right. 14:25. Okay. Right, so start the we're going to go on a bit of a journey. We'll
Alright.
see if we can come across some crossings. And so start the way in the normal way that you normally would.
It's not going right.
Okay.
Left out of the car park.
Okay, so out of the car park we're going to go left. Okay, so will you need to signal for the left?
Yeah, should be alright.
No, I think you need to.
Oh, do I?
You do need to, yeah. Okay, because why is that? You want to let the car... Well, the road users know what you're doing, don't you? This pedestrian, for example.
Oh, I never thought about it.
They might need to know that you want to cross.
Oh, right.
Okay, so
Okay, fair enough.
we're thinking about crossings, all right.
Take the next road on the right.
So we're going to take the next road on the right. Okay. All right, now don't forget your signal. It's a good time to signal now, isn't it? Well done. Okay, so crossings. We're looking out for crossings. How would you identify crossings? I know we've just discussed it on our brief, but I want you to tell me.
I'm not sure I can
When-
remember.
Right, that's fine.
There's a lot to remember.
Look in
isn't
the distance, and you see there's people crossing the road there in the distance. Can you see that?
Yeah, I see them,
Okay,
yeah.
so be prepared to slow down. Right there, there's some traffic lights. Can you see them? They're crossings.
I can, yeah.
So mirror, check your mirror. What's behind you? Be prepared to stop. Right, slow right down. Slow right down. Slow right down. Okay, now you're all right. You can continue. The danger sometimes of slowing down too much is you might confuse people and they might think the lights have changed and therefore try to cross anyway. So there's another set up here. So maintain a reasonable speed because there's no one there wanting to cross, is there?
Oh, right, yeah.
All right.
Right at the end of the road.
So at the end of the road, we're going to go right. Okay. So what's your plan for around the corner? We can't see at the moment, but there might be people there. There might be people wanting to cross because 2 roads are joining, aren't they? The crossing.
Right.
There are people there wanting to cross now. You've not put your signal on. You
yeah.
noticed. We'll talk about that when we pull up. Okay, you really need to get this on top of this signal.
Should I wait for them?
Yes, I would. I'd certainly see what they're going to do.
Oh, yeah.
Well done.
They've not even seen me, have they?
No. So look both ways. Be mindful of that wheelchair.
Oh, my
Look at
word.
that wheelchair. That's it. Now they've crossed, haven't they?
That was a bit silly, wasn't it?
They've taken the opportunity because nothing was happening at that point. So this car's signalling. Don't go yet
All right.
until you're absolutely
I'll get
confident
that
they're
one's going
turning.
that way as well, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay. So around this corner, there's a set of traffic lights. You can see the reflection in the glass, can't you?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
on red, so mirror, be prepared to stop. Be prepared to stop. You've also got a car coming from the right.
it's here.
It wants to join this lane. So.
Oh, wow. Just bullied his way in.
So check your mirror again. You want to know what's behind you because you're about to pick
yeah.
up speed.
Okay.
Now there's someone there looking like they're going to press the button.
Oh, they
It
have,
might
yeah.
happen quite quick. They sometimes do. So be prepared to stop. Okay.
Right, okay.
Right. perfect. It's not stopped, so you're all right to go. So look in the distance now. There's a person with a red coat on there.
I'm just going to pull up at this bit here. I know we shouldn't.
Oh, we've gone through some now, and I've not passed on.
What? Yeah, but hang on a minute.
Well,
How was that compared to last time?
my jaw's aching.
You never shut up. You're constantly alerting me to what's going on.
Yeah.
You
Is that
started by
better?
trying to prompt me, and then realised that wasn't going to work, and you just took over control again. There's one there, check your mirror, slow down, maintain their speed. So you've controlled what's happening there.
Yeah.
So that's what you need to do.
Right.
That's it right there. You were all over the pedestrians at the side. I was going to go, you stopped me. I was going to go when the car came, you stopped me.
It all happened really conveniently.
Nothing happened there without your say-so. What is it they call it? You bossed the situation.
Did I?
You were in total command of what was going on. There was nowhere for me to go. Nowhere.
So far we've got no faults. Oh, we did.
Well,
You
we
could have
have, haven't we?
signalled a bit sooner.
Well, tell me about the signalling.
Right, let's put it down.
So tell me what you did there. So you spotted I've done it. You
And I
alerted me to
told
it.
you.
You said, no, you do need to signal there.
Yeah.
Then what did you do?
Did I ask you why? You hadn't. No,
So,
I didn't.
yeah.
I said, we'll
So-
talk about that in a bit.
I said, there's nobody about. But you did talk about it though.
Oh, did I?
What did you say?
I said, yeah, but that man might have wanted to know where you were going. So
What
have I
did
done
I-
that
And what
already?
did I say?
You said, oh yeah,
Oh yeah, see what you mean. Have I bought in?
yeah, I think so. So did I do all that? I said,
Oh,
am I
right.
right the way across the...
You are.
Hey.
The thing we haven't done then is, okay, the plan now is,
And,
I'll talk you through signalling the next couple of times.
yeah.
And then you know you're going to get round
Yeah.
there.
I
But
can't-
he's probably happy enough that you've, that's pretty
Yeah.
good stuff, that was all right.
But yeah, so although I've actually done it, because I did say about the signalling, remember to signal, remember, and when
Yeah.
to signal. So I did do a little bit of a talk through,
So,
but I didn't tell him that that's what I was doing.
well, you still talk me through. You could now say, quite
Yeah.
rightfully, couldn't you? That, how would you feel about if I just prompted you on signalling? Are you thinking of
Yeah.
signalling here?
Yeah,
What
Right.
signal might you use here?
okay. Right. Okay, cool.
So tell me about pedestrian crossings. Have I managed those successfully so far?
I think you have.
Am I ready for a changeover?
Ooh, now here's another interesting thought. Having the confidence to hand it over is quite a...
What's the
In
worst
reality.
case scenario then? What's the worst case scenario?
I have to kick back in.
There you go.
Right.
So what have you got to lose by trying?
Okay. So, going to go a little bit further.
Yeah, we'll do that on the move because
All
that's
right.
that's the way you wouldn't be allowed to stop here. No, because we're in a loop.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have stopped there, but it was important that I think that we looked at that
Okay. So,
right at the end of the rod.
so we're going to go right at the end of the road. Okay. So look out for these people.
All right,
All
yeah.
right.
I've got that.
We've talked about that a little bit. So what I'm going to suggest now is that you kind of take over a little bit. I'll prompt you.
All
I'll
right.
prompt you.
Okay.
And if I think I need to intervene, I will do.
All right,
Okay.
that
So
seems fair.
all right. So
Right at
see
the
how-
end of the road.
So we're going to go right at the end of the road. See how you go on. Now you're quite right not to signal here necessarily because there is an arrow on the road to tell people which way you're going.
All right. Don't make excuses for me.
All right. Okay.
Tell me about your choice of signalling. I'm not here.
Oh yeah, good idea. Put the onus on you. So why
absolutely.
haven't you signalled now?
It's because I can see that the lane's marked for just turn right on me.
Yep, that's good. That's good.
What would you have done if those lines weren't there?
So you'd have signalled, yeah, exactly.
Would I?
Yeah.
Ask me. What would you do?
What would you have done if those lines?
I
weren't
would have
there?
signalled then.
What would you have done if the arrow was covered up by a car and you hadn't seen it?
I might not have known.
Exactly. So what would you have done?
I probably would have signalled.
Good. That's right. Okay. Now, can you see in the distance there's lights? What are you going to do?
Yeah. I need to watch for pedestrians, don't I?
You do. Yeah. But what else? What's first thing?
Oh, I have to check my mirror.
That's right. Well done.
I can see the little lights lit up. Does that mean somebody's pressed the button?
No, it's telling people that are
Next road
approaching
on the
the
left.
crossing, next road on the left,
Alright.
that they can't cross.
Alright.
Okay, so what would you have done if someone had approached?
I would have slowed down a bit, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, well done on the signal there.
I'm getting the hang of that now.
Yeah. Yeah, good. Okay, so in the distance, what can you see? Can you see, are you prepared if there's a crossing around the corner? And what would you do if there was?
If there is one, I suppose I'd maybe check my mirror and
Yeah,
slow down.
that's right, yeah. Well done.
Can't really see just yet, though, can
No. But you need to be prepared, don't you? We are in
Alright.
quite a built-up area. So there you go, there's a crossing. What are you going to do now? What?
Check me not slow
That's
down.
it.
I'll have to stop this time, won't I?
Yep, brilliant. And where will you
Alright.
stop?
Just behind the lane.
Fabulous. Now, what's this man going to do?
Oh, he's going to cross.
Yep. Well done.
Oh, it's got a box on the top of it, that one, with a...
Yeah. Now, what kind of crossing's that?
Is that a puffin?
Yep.
Alright.
Now, why did you go then?
There was no flashing amber.
Ah, that's right. And that's how you identify whether it's a puffin.
Right. Alright.
Okay. So, why did you feel it was safe to go then?
Crossing was clear.
That's right. You've got a crossing ahead. What are you going to do?
Oh, yeah. Oh, check me mirror. And watch for pedestrians.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, there's nobody about.
What I think we'll do now, I don't know how you feel about it, just watch that man there. What will you do? Middle mirror?
Check me mirror, yeah.
That's right. How would you feel about me not prompting you now and you seeing what you can do on your own?
Yeah, alright. I'll have a go at that.
Alright, let's see how we go.
Alright, I'm just going to pop in a roll between now and the end of the road.
Okay.
What do you think I'm going to do?
Probably revert back because there might be something I'm not covered.
What makes you say that?
I don't know. Just as an in case. You seem to be doing everything right, but I'm worried in case I might have missed something now.
Well, we're about to find out, aren't we?
Yeah.
I'll play it the way I would plan on playing it if it was for real, but it is for real.
Okay.
I'm going to go right at the end of the road this time.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I think. Right, I know what. Can we carry on?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, so we've highlighted that we've got an issue with the signalling sometimes,
Okay.
haven't we? Okay, so
So I'll go right here.
we're going to go right. I'm going to talk you through your signalling
Alright,
just
okay.
to make sure that you can get on board what we're saying.
Alright, okay.
So we're going right, so you're going to put your signal on
Oh, yeah.
because you're going right, aren't you? Now, what's the ideal distance before a junction that you would start to signal?
Well, it's a few car lengths, and so make sure you can be seen.
That's right, yeah. It's about 5 car lengths
Oh, but fine.
on average, but obviously things can make a difference
I
to
suppose
that.
it would depend how fast you've been going, wouldn't it?
Well, no, not necessarily. It depends on how much distance you've got. It also depends on whether there's other roads that might be closer than the junction, and therefore you would give misleading information. Okay. So, there's somebody crossing behind you. Did you see them?
I did, yeah.
That's good.
No good wave me out, you silly woman, when there's no room to go. When it's you that's blocking the path. Oh, there's a crossing here, isn't there?
There is, yeah. Now there's
Oh,
somebody
slow down,
looking
yeah.
threatening there.
They
So,
look like they might be going to cross here.
what are you going to do?
Oh, I was hoping to have a go on my own.
Oh, yeah. Oh. So tell me.
I'm going to slow down and stop.
Oh, yeah. That's right. So,
I can go now, can't I?
you can. Well done. Fabulous.
Go ahead at the first roundabout and right at the second.
Okay, so at the first roundabout, we're going to follow the road ahead. Okay, and then at the second roundabout, we're going to go right.
It's sort of, it's
So-
marked ahead, but it's actually right and right.
Oh, right, okay. So it's marked ahead, so we don't need to indicate in this instance. Okay, so at this next roundabout, we're going to go right. That's also marked. Okay, so
Oh, there's a pedestrian crossing there.
there is, yeah. Very well done. Well done. Okay, so you've got in the right-hand lane there. Did you indicate to go right?
I didn't.
You perhaps should have done.
Oh, should have. Right.
In
Okay.
that circumstance, I would have indicated right.
right.
So do you know why?
No?
Right, because you need to let the driver behind know that it was your intentions to take the right-hand lane.
Oh, right. I thought if I just shot across there quickly, it would be alright.
Yeah. Well, no.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, another pedestrian crossing here.
Yeah, I was going to say we need to pull over, don't we? Okay, so just pulling at the pedestrian crossing there. Oh, sorry. I thought you said pulling at it. And I'm thinking, no, you wouldn't do that.
There's another one. Yeah. All right, I'll wait here. Okay, so dropping at a roll.
I'm thinking, do I need to pull you in now to discuss this indicating?
No.
I can do that on the move.
Absolutely.
Right. But was I doing an alright job of it? Because I did a few turns and I talked you through it, didn't I? And I asked you.
You tell me.
Well, I kind of like did the talk through and the asking at the same time in a way, didn't I?
Well, you can only work with what you've got, and just because it doesn't happen in the perfect way, it doesn't mean it's not effective.
Yeah.
It's more effective if you're doing it the right way. So, where are you at with the pedestrian crossings? Tell me about that.
I'm at the end. I think I'm on Splendid.
Okay. Tell me about the signals.
The signals. I think I've kind of done the talk through now, full talk through, and I think I've done the prompt questions and answers because I've asked you questions about it and you've answered them correctly.
So where are we up to?
So now I'm going to zip it.
Okay.
But I've got to tell you
first. That's right. Well done.
Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I've talked to you a little bit about signalling. I've asked you a couple of questions. I'm quite content with the answer.
Okay.
So now I think it's time that you had to go on your own.
Oh, okay.
And I'll just keep an eye on you.
Right.
Are you happy with that?
Yeah.
Fabulous. Let's see if that's what we can do.
To the next road to the left.
So I'd like you to take the next road on the left.
Okay. So I'll wait till I'm a bit closer, maybe for the signal.
Yep, that's good.
There's a little road here, isn't it?
There is, yeah.
So if I wait till I get past that one, it'll be about right, won't it?
Yeah. Perfect. Well done.
At a roll, it is 2:20.
Whoa, get in. And I had 2:25. Hey. Well, I am pleased. The only thing is, I mean, it's performing that on the day. I mean, I've had loads of like prompts and this is what you need to do and this is where you've gone wrong.
But the pattern is that you can see the intensity with which you need to work.
Yes, yes, yes.
Now, you've done that in the same time as you had before.
Did I?
Yes. So
My
we
God.
left the car park at 6 minutes past.
Yeah.
And in 14 minutes you sorted both out. And we stopped for a chat.
There's no flies on me, is there?
This is a horrific crossing.
I know, but you're making me paranoid about them now. But I suppose that's the way I need to be, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. You've got to be alert to the danger all the time. And you do with a brand new learner the first time they're going
Oh, I
through
can
this.
imagine.
You need to be... Now, if you're taking the right size steps with a learner, you're never getting into serious trouble, but you need to be aware that it could happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'd planned, if you needed, to come back around here, and if you have a look at the time, this little segment of route would have taken us back to the car park.
Yeah.
And as long as you fixed it in that time, you'd be all right.
So with
as it
time
happens,
now,
you've got it in early. I'm probably now going to throw in another fault.
Ah, right, okay.
I'm not good at it because we've done that. So I don't know.
Right. But I've got to be aware of it, regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this gives me nicely enough time to get the video processed and uploaded.
Yeah. Ooh, I can't. It's absolutely frightening how much more attention and paying to every tiny little thing. And you know what? I probably am subconsciously when I'm driving myself. But when you're outwardly speaking about it, it's it kind of reminds you that this is what you've seen. Does that make sense?
Sure. So what's the plan following today? What's today's take-home message?
Quick. Speak.
Just get on it and get on it immediately.
Yeah.
It's all in there.
Yeah, you've got to be 100% confident about it as well, haven't you?
Yeah, you've got to back yourself.
Yeah.
So I mean, we've done a lot of stuff there. We've not trained you how to do something new. You've not picked up any new skills.
No, but
You've just utilised what you can already do in a different way.
yeah, but I suppose the reality as well is really we've only touched on a couple of the things that you could have pulled off.
But it's the same pattern for all of them.
Yeah.
And as we say in the workshop, prevention's always better than cure.
Yeah. You could have been doing anything though. I mean, you could have been messing around with your clutch. You could have been. I know that you're saying that generally speaking, they're related to the.
Yeah, it's pedestrian crossings and signals today, so that's where the faults will be. They'll not be outside of that.
Yeah, well, that's quite reassuring. But from my perspective as embarking on your part 3, you kind of got it all in your head. It's all going to happen at once, and they're going to pull all these faults off, and
no, not at all.
You kind of like.
They're pretty kind, really, to be fair.
Yeah, because in reality, a learner could be doing all these things.
Of course they could. Of course they could.
And
so,
they probably will do.
if we get it working like you've got it working there, then you haven't an issue. It all just goes and happens. I think we owe you a little lie down in a darkened room now.
Yeah, probably.
I'll upload the video so you can get it. I mean, we'll download the video from this camera and then copy it across the SD card again, because now you know how to do that.
Yeah, it's just a shame it's jumpy. It's quite frustrating.
If you copy the file to your hard drive. Oh, okay.
Do you remember our conversation last night? Well, do you?
Right, fair enough.
My husband will be at home.
Right, okay.
You jumped on that, didn't you? Oh well, we've got hope.
I mean, I'll be uploading it on the YouTube, but there's 3 and a bit hours there, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a lot, because there's still some of the briefings as well, isn't there, to go on? Part 2 of the briefings.
That's up.
Oh, is it? Oh, right, I didn't know. I've not seen that.
Oh, that's because I'm not sending you the link. It's unlisted,
right.
isn't it?
Yeah. Didn't know.
No, that's already up there.
Right.
I'll send you the link for that so you can have a look at it.
Right.
Work on the way you did it with there, because they were all like dead slick. Your longest one was meet, cross, adequate clearance, overtake, and anticipation. You did all 5 in under 8 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
Like today you're on 11 minutes just for those.
Yeah.
So that I think we need to hack back on those.
Hack back. Do you know what? Right, here you go. I've got a theory for this. When I've been learning my my briefs, I've been in a car environment.
Okay.
And I've done it thoroughly to make sure I get it all right.
Yeah.
When I was in that room, I was in a different environment.
Okay.
And I was running them all off one after the other.
Well, also.
I'm back in the car.
And you're using the presenter.
Yeah.
With all the detail on it.
Yes.
So you told me about everything that was on that page.
Yes.
So you need to tell me what I need to know. You don't need to tell me everything that you know.
Yeah. But that might explain, because I knew I had them all to run off. I was a bit more brief with them all.
Okay.
But because I'm just concentrating on the one, I'm thinking I've got more time on them.
You're better off doing it short and missing a couple of things and covering them later than you are giving them a ton of deal, because he'll cut you short and it'll fry your head if he says, that's okay, stop.
Yeah.
That's enough talking, we need to get on now.
Yeah.
You'll be like, oh my God, I messed it up.
Yeah. So massively, the emphasis is massively on the drive. We've just seen how fast it went and what was expected in such little time.
But then, of course, you've also seen how much you can achieve in a short space of time.
Yeah.
If you get your head down, your tail up, and bang, nail the thing.
Yeah.
Some good stuff there. But it's just that you know, the nice thing is that it's not like we're saying, oh, you're going to need to learn all this, because you know how to do it.
Yeah.
You've just got to package it in a way that showcases your skills to this guy in a real short time frame. So
it's tweaking the finer details as well. There are things that sometimes I say and I'm worried, have I actually got that factually right?
Well, the nice thing is the thing that you've demonstrated there is an ability to think on your feet.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of things where you went down a particular path and you weren't happy with it and you changed.
Yeah.
On the move.
Yeah.
Under pressure.
When were they? Was that when I was talking about the indication when on that, and then I thought, hold on a minute, the arrow points in the direction, so do you need to indicate, don't you? You see, that particular my husband's got a very good thought, and it's something I share actually. When you've got an arrow on the road, unless it's backed up with something else, well, you'll always see arrows and signs and lanes and stuff. But if your cars have covered that arrow up on the road, how do you know if that... Like, I brought the point up, didn't I?
Always signal one road to another, unless you're going to confuse somebody.
Right.
The pedestrians may not be drivers. They may not understand that sign.
Ah, yeah, that's interesting.
They may not be able to see it because it's covered up.
So I'm wrong in saying it points in that direction.
No, it's okay to say
that.
It's okay to say that, but does a signal hurt anybody in those circumstances?
No.
So ask the question, would a signal hurt anybody here?
Yeah, because that's me as a driver. I would have signalled at that junction.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah. But I know there was a roundabout that Les particular warning about, and I was talking to you about it the other day near the football ground in Bolton.
Well, one of these spiral ones.
Yeah. Now, the examiner particularly doesn't like indicating on that roundabout because the lanes are all clearly marked out.
Well, the indication would indicate to people around, I'm coming out of this lane. Well, you're not, you're following that lane off.
Yes, that makes sense.
So it's confusing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Put the signal on and go, oh, where are they going?
Yes, I can see that, yeah. Because the lanes are so clearly marked.
Yeah.
Right, so...
Cup of tea time, I think.
Yes.